properties. Um, Default. Wait, there we go. Okay, okay. Yeah. I don't know what's happening with OBS, but it's kind of weird with my headphone configuration for some reason. Anyway, yeah, we should be live right now. Yeah, I mean we should have been live for the past I don't know, minute or so. Anyway, so I am actually going to solve the rest of the Advent of Code challenges today. Or rather, I'm not going to solve all the rest of the Advent of Code challenges. It's more like I am going to attempt to do some of them, potentially at least like one of them. Most likely, that's all that we will do because we have 10 days till the end of the month, and then we will have Advent of Code 2021 start. So within that time, I kind of want to solve the rest of the challenges. So it's starting at 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There are 25 in total because it goes all the way till Christmas, which is December 25th. So it's from 1 to 25 every single year. Since the year, which year? Events since the year 2015, right? So, as you can see, we haven't really attempted any of the past years as such, except for 2020. 2020, I solved most of them. The 20th question is super fucking long. I don't really want to do that again right now. So we're instead gonna do like the rest of these. So yeah. Something's missing. Music. Music, of course. Right. Ba, 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 ba. This is the tab. Let's just open GitHub audio because that's the only one that won't get me sued. I think there is a no copyright playlist. There is an NCS. Oh my fucking god, that's so loud. Yeah, my volume was at like 100% because Apex was what I was doing before the stream. Kind of wanted to play Apex. It's been like it's been a while, most of a week. What the hell is this? Um, Yeah, I'll do that later. Steam, you can wait. Anyway, so the thing, right. AoC. So Advent of Code, let us actually start with problem number 21. The thing that I need to do is I need to actually start IntelliJ and kind of clone my repository because again, there's like a new laptop, new PC, so I don't really have any of that old stuff. Like I don't have any of the code that I actually wrote. I'm gonna have to clone it. So let me find my own repository and then do that. So GitHub, I seem to remember I had a repository that's at Advent of Code 2020. Let me pull that in. Ba, 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 ba. Get from VCS. URL. Let's copy that and let's paste that in here. I don't want it in C. I want it in D workspace. I'm gonna make a folder. I'm gonna make a folder. I'll call that Kotlin. And inside that, I kind of want to do Advent of Code 2020. Yeah? Okay, so inside that, let's make another folder. Call that exactly as that's called. So Advent of Code hyphen 2020. Right? And I will put it in here, right? Clone, okay? And so that should take a couple of seconds, and we are through with that. And for the first time, we are actually opening a project in IntelliJ. So yeah, let me just put that here, and I will actually have to move this to a separate workspace. Let me do that as well. So okay, blah blah blah. Project. Can I just trust? Yes, please. I don't want to trust. I don't want to trust this project because I wrote it. Um, and let's see if everything is working because this was essentially run via tests. Indexing paused due to importing. Okay, so let it complete importing everything. Let's finish all of that stuff. Um, and let me see if I can move you over to this workspace so we can actually just switch quickly this way. And yeah. Ba, 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 ba. import, update, do all your stuff. In the meantime, let's probably start reading the question so we can actually get started doing something. Um, oh, there's some secret text hidden here. Okay. That was completely by accident. Now I'm starting to wonder if all the other programs also have, like all the other questions also have some secret text. Anyway, let's see what this problem says, right? So you reach the train's last stop and the closest you can get to your vacation island without getting wet. There aren't any boats here, but nothing can stop you now. You build a raft. You just need a few days worth of food for your journey. Actually, let me just update the edit command. Today, solving AoC 2020, problem number 21. Hopefully, a few more, right? So let's just update that. So exclamation point today in the chat will kind of give me that. Right. Actually, I should have just probably linked that in there. Can I? Put that. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. So if I now type exclamation point today, I will get there with the link. Nice. Okay. We might just solve only this question. That is a full possibility. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how it works. Chat pane. Just a second. I was just editing my break window. Can I hide this preview? Full screen project program. I don't know how. Is it possible for me to hide the preview of what I am sort of looking at the stream? I don't know. I honestly, the unfortunate part is like I don't understand. I don't understand OBS well enough. That's the main issue. I really don't understand OBS well enough. Okay. Okay. So, all right, kind of. All right. Ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Okay. Um, Allergen assessment. Okay, cool. So this, you do not speak the local language, so you can't read any ingredients lists. However, sometimes allergens are listed in a language you do understand. You should be able to use this information to determine which ingredient contains which allergen and work out which foods are safe to take with you on your trip. I actually consider doing this once. I do not recommend it. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so you need the foods that have no allergens in them. Okay, so sometimes they're listed in language you do understand. Okay, you start by compiling a list of foods, your puzzle input. One food per line. Each line includes that food's ingredients list, followed by some or all of the allergens the food contains. Each allergen is found in exactly one ingredient. Each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergen. Allergens aren't always marked. When they're listed as in contains nuts, shellfish after an ingredients list, the ingredient that contains each listed allergen will be somewhere in the corresponding ingredients list. However, even if an allergen isn't listed, that ingredient that contains that allergen could still be present. Maybe they forgot to label it, or maybe it was labeled in a language you don't know. Wait, what? Okay. Um, Again, I'm a little bit slow with all of this stuff. So honestly, I'm gonna probably pass these things like 4 or 5 times before I'm able to understand what exactly it means. Like a lot of the times, like I just read something and this is like it doesn't actually go into my skull. So one food per line is present. Okay. Each line includes that food's ingredients list. So each line has the list of ingredients followed by some or all of the allergens. Okay. All that makes sense. Each allergen, so this is, I'm assuming the ingredients list, and then this is the allergens. Ingredients list, allergens, ingredients list, allergens, ingredients list, allergens, right? Okay. Each allergen is found in exactly one ingredient. Each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergen. Each allergen is found in exactly one ingredient. Okay. In exactly one. That means the same allergen isn't present in multiple ingredients, right? Yeah. So it's like ingredient X may or may not have an allergen, and if it does contain an allergen, it means that that particular allergen is present only in that ingredient and not in anything else. Right. So it's sort of like a matching problem that we're having. Okay. So let's write down some notes, right? Firstly, pre-build, blah 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 blah. Horizontal downwards, don't show again. Configure. I mean that's fine. We'll worry about that later. For now, I don't think I need the Gradle thing. Let's actually go into source test, and let's see if we can run all the tests in this. Run tests in AoC. I don't know if it was a good idea to run everything because I know some of them actually run kind of slow. Yum yum yum. Let's see. But hopefully this will get like everything compiled and stuff. So maybe the first time I kind of want to run everything. I know one of them takes like multiple seconds to run. Okay. It actually ran everything really quickly. Okay. I mean, fairly quick. 15 seconds, and I think the longest one is potentially this one. Yeah, day 15. One of them kind of takes 6 seconds for this number. I don't remember what the program definition itself was, but we did some shit. Memory game. Yeah, it was fairly simple, at least like, yeah. Did I just use long values? Yeah, I think I just used long values. Okay. It's been a while since I've actually looked at Kotlin code, so again, like, it's a little bit surprising to me. It looks a little bit weird, a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So, what's the thing, right? So, we need some notes to write, and we'll put that maybe in main resources. Um, I'll just write that as let's create a new folder directory inside this called notes, right? And inside this, I'll just write day 21. I'll create a file, day21.txt, right? So do you want to add this? Yes, right. I don't know if txt is a good idea or like markdown maybe I should go with, but yeah, whatever. Um, maybe markdown would be better. Let's rename that. Rename, refactor, rename. MD. Okay, yeah, cool. It's markdown file. So day 21 notes, right? Ha ha ha. Okay, so let's see. Um, allergen is found in exactly one ingredient, right? So each. Actually, maybe I should just write this in the code itself, but whatever, right? In exactly one ingredient. That is, if you confirm an allergen is present in this specific ingredient, the other ingredients cannot have it, right? So, also, why is word wrap text or a wrap text in the editor? Mm, soft wrap, yes, please. Thank you. Okay. Now, I think enabling soft wraps all the time is a fairly good idea because, we have, I don't generally write like super long lines of code. So, yeah. Allergens aren't always marked when they're listed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Each ingredient, so that's the other thing. Each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergens, right? There's, yeah, so once you confirm that an ingredient contains a specific allergen, it contains no other allergens, right? If you confirm an ingredient, wait, really? No suggestions? Contains, I mean, I thought it would autocomplete from the rest of the words. Specific allergen, there are no. foods in the thing. All right. So cool. In the ingredients, there are no other allergens. That's true. And now, what else do we need? Allergens aren't always marked when they're listed as in contains nuts, shellfish after an ingredients list. The ingredient that contains each listed allergen will be somewhere in the corresponding. By the way, will it automatically pick tabs for my thing? Because I'm pretty sure that I've set it to take tabs. Yeah, it will. That's nice. Also, can I make those visible? Um, Visibility, I don't know. View, invisible characters. Um, I want to be able to view tabs, like view white space, show white spaces on. There we fucking go. And let's, can I reduce the, in the color scheme, high contrast, sure. Actually, we don't have better color schemes. Import scheme. Tabs, white spaces, there we go. Can I make you grayish? So it's like white but gray sort of. Yeah, there we go. 969696 looks good. Apply. Maybe a little bit even lighter. White space. There we go. Apply. Fantastic. Okay. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Cool. So, we can see our tabs now. That's good. All right. Anyway, if we go back here, each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergens. There are no other allergens in the thing. Okay. Aren't always marked. When they're listed as in contains nut shellfish after an ingredients list, the ingredient that contains each listed allergen will be somewhere in the corresponding ingredients list. Allergens may, all allergens may not be marked, right? The marked ones are definitely present, or we can use control, definitely present, but right. So the marked ones are definitely present though, so that's there, right? Ingredient that contains each listed allergen will be somewhere in the corresponding ingredients list. However, even if an allergen isn't listed, it's possible that it's there, right? Cool. So we see the following list of foods, right? Contains dairy and fish. Contains dairy. This one contains soy, and this one contains fish. So okay, so the way I'm beginning to think about this is that these two contain dairy fish, and this one definitely contains dairy. So there has to be a common ingredient because the dairy has to map 1:1 to another ingredient. Dairy is definitely there among these, and the way I think of it, this one is dairy and this one's dairy. So this one still does have dairy, which means that fish has to be one of these two, and soy has to be one of these two. And if soy has to be one of these two, and yeah, so I think like this is the way that we need to go about this, right? So the first food in the list has 4 ingredients written in a language you don't understand. Okay, while the food might contain other allergens, a few allergens the food definitely contains are listed afterwards: dairy and fish. The first food in the list has 4 ingredients, sorry, might contain others. So it might contain two, up to between 2 and 4, right? It can't contain more than 4. Has to have, like, yeah, it can have a maximum of 4, but it has a minimum of 2. It definitely has these two, right? So it's 2, 3, or 4 that it has. This one has 1, 2, 3, or 4. This one has 1, and this one has 1, 1, 1, 2, or 3, right? Definitely. So a few allergens the food definitely contains are listed afterwards: dairy and fish. Determine which ingredients can't possibly contain any of the allergens in any food in your list. In the above example, none of the ingredients that NHMS, ZBIF, and TRH can contain an allergen. Counting the number of times any of these ingredients appear in any ingredient list produces 5. They all appear once each except zbuf, which appears twice. Which ingredients cannot possibly contain any of the allergens in your list? How many times do any of those ingredients appear? That's what we need to answer. Okay, so that's part 1 of the puzzle, and when we solve that we will get part 2. Okay, so let's try with this test case, right? So this is our test case for the input. Let's make an input parser first. Okay, so the way we start off with this is let's download our input first, right? So that's gonna be our input. Oh my freaking god. Okay, so this is gonna be the same input, I think, for both parts. So I'm just gonna save that as Kotlin 2020. It was in source main, or was it in test? I think we had saved everything, all the resources in main, right? I think test resources are also there. Although the test resources are sort of, I think, the other ones that, hmm, yeah, we can use the main resources, I guess. I don't know if this is accessible. I think it should be. Let's see in day 20 test, day 20.input, test resources test, day 20. What about day 19? Test resources test plus file name. So test resources is essentially, it contains test resources or main resources, right? That's how it knows. And it kind of goes into, so if we go into day 19, we can see the thing that we do is we pass in the file name and replace rules boolean, and the file name basically, and the boolean is of course like for this particular question, but we just take the file names read line and we perform all that in the init block where we open the file name dot read lines. Read lines, I think we defined. No, this is already defined. Okay, cool. I thought we did some sort of extension method for this. No, common.kt has read file and process, which we can use if and only if um every line contains something, and the thing that we need is a list at the end, which in our case I think is true. So we can use read file and process by providing a transformation function to transform it into a object of type T, and we'll get a list of type T from that. We use line sequence.map to transform. Okay, we map it with the transformer and we convert it into a list. We also have int.mod, which is an infix function which performs floor mod. Okay, cool. That sounds good. And I think this is present within several things like that. Yeah, power mod 4. Very nice. Okay. I love Kotlin, dude. Kotlin is so cool. This is in what? Oh, day 12. Okay. So we did some sort of like more. Okay. We'll need that mod thing, I'm pretty sure, for day 20. Day 20 has some messed up math shit. Um, that problem is so long, so messed up that it has haunted me for a year now. Thing is, it's possible, like, it's not that complex to know how to solve it. It's just that the code for it is super complicated. There's a part 1 for it, and part 1 I think is pretty simple. But yeah, we'll probably need to read again what part 1 was. I don't remember anything in it. Okay, anyway, so all that aside, did we create day21.kt? We didn't. Okay, let's just save this in resources day21.input. So main resources day 21.input. If we save that, I hope it didn't attach a .txt at the end of it. It might have. Okay. For some reason, IntelliJ got hung. Externally added files can be. Don't ask again. I'll add them myself. Thank you very much, Git. Um, by the way, if I open the terminal here, will it? It opens PowerShell. Can I change? I should be able to change that, right? Control Shift A, terminal, Alt F12, terminal settings plugins. There we go. Can I change you? I can only wait. I should be able to change it. I've done it last time. Configure terminal plugins. Terminal. Come on. run using IT advanced settings. There we go. Shell path. I don't want either of you. I actually want git bash. IntelliJ default terminal IntelliJ. There we go. Set up git in IntelliJ terminal. Um, git bin bash. Okay, not git bash, but git bin bash. Okay. I don't remember where I'd installed git bash. Bash.exe. Oh my freaking god. I don't even know what half of these are. D. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I'd stored it in D. Okay. So git bin bash.exe. I think that's the one. Let's just do that. D pro software programs git bin bash tab name local shell path tab name local audible bell mouse reporting copy to clipboard and selection. That's useful, but it's not necessary. Shell integration highlight block vertical. Okay, and let's close you and let's open the terminal again. Boom, there we go. Cool. Git diff. What the hell changed in bytecode target level changed and JDK 13. I'm fine with that. Let's upgrade that. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? We're running a new version of Java. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. So I added the notes file to Git for some reason. Okay. That's weird. Day 21 input. Blah. Okay. So I think I'll need to write a transformer for this to be able to transform it in an object. I think that'll be best so that we are actually able to, you know, use the thing. Yeah, let's do that. So day 21 input. So let's write a parser first, get the information out of this. Firstly, I think I will add in the test resources a new file. Let's call that day21.input again, right? Over here, text, yes, please. Okay. Add, don't ask again, cancel. I'll add you later. Just shut up. Okay, so now the test file, let me go and put this piece of text in it. And let's practice with solving it based on this, right? So the final thing we need to do is actually add in a thing here. So new Kotlin class file. Let's call that day21.kt. I mean, it doesn't really matter. So class day21, let's actually just copy over sort of like what we've been doing for like day 18 or something. We pass in a file name and we have an init, do we? Evaluate homework. What do we do with the file name? Oh, homework equals read file and process. Okay. File name it. So we just take. Okay, so in our case, we just needed where homework is going to be a list of strings, right? So in our case, that was fairly straightforward to do over here, but we'll be doing it differently. We'll just pass it in and then do something with it. Okay. But we don't want to save, we don't want to keep like the file name itself. We just want to do a read file and process and we want to, yeah, in init block, hopefully. Oh God. Okay. All right. Let me get. So I keep tissues. What is weirdly fucking forward. Ah, it's getting colder now. I'll probably have to close out the balcony. That's fine for now though. All right. So what is it that we need, right? So we pass in the file name as a string. We just pass it to read file and process, and we are able to convert that into. So instead, over here, what we did was instead of actually transforming it, where I think the return of this would be list int, but we don't actually do anything with that. The reason it's list int is because ronum plus plus, I think, is a thing that returns an int. I think that's the reason. But apart from that, like, yeah, that's like the last statement of the lambda. It just returns an int. So, but we're not actually using that value. We're just using this. Okay. So we haven't like performed like a transformation. It's more like, okay, I see what we've done here. So Kotlin new plugin, yeah, I'm okay with the current one. So what do we do? Day 21, right? So let me just close the other tabs and okay, so let's do this TDD style. Kotlin day 21, right? So we kind of need to create first a test class for it, create new test. Let's call the day 21 test. We're not going to put it in JUnit 5, we will put it in JUnit 4. Let's fix that. Um, JUnit 4 not found. Interesting. What did I do before that? How did I just run the test then? Right, so day 21 test. Let's do that and let's just do that. Okay, cool. So, day 21 test. Let's insert a test function. I don't know why I have to select it each time. Um, let's just write pa, 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 pa. Basic this one scenario, right? Like, what is this called? Um, right. So let's try and solve for that. So firstly, oh, maybe we should have had a setup function. Yeah. Let's just put um, the solver equals day 21, right? And let's actually wait. We needed to create one in each test, right? Late init var. So we just have it as a late init var. Okay, cool. So we don't need it before. We just need a late init var solver day 21, right? So we do that. Solver equals day 21 and we pass in the file name as test resources dot test plus day 21 dot input, right? Is that what we were doing for the others? Oh, the file name is okay. Yeah, we kind of want to extract that. So let's right click, uh, uh, refactor, introduce variable, property, introduce parameter variable, I guess. No, 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 no. Right click, property, day 21 test. Okay. Mm, cool. Right, so we'll do that and let's just add a parameter to the constructor. Let's call it uh, what do you call it? File name, refactor. Cool. So that has that, and we will try and kind of fix that, right? So day 21 test, like the resources here has day 21 input, which contains this stuff, right? Um, okay, so I think the very first thing that we have to kind of verify, and let's just put, for example, to do for now, and the very first thing that we have to kind of verify is that given a test file, we get the ingredients in a data structure, right? So let's just kind of like flip it out into a DS, right? Like a data structure right now. Um, Now that I think of it, technically, we don't need like a data structure that encapsulates like the exact thing, but let's do that, right? So the test, right? Firstly, the test. So what we sort of need, right, Solver. So firstly, the solver, let's just initialize it, copy that, and let's do that, right? And what we want out of this is solver. Okay, so we kind of need the thing, right? The data. How do we get that out? So once the init is done, I expect it'll be stored in some sort of like, let's just call it input, right? So solver.input. So yo, Mad Flash, what's up? How's it going? Thank the gods. Why? What happened? Um, da 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 da. Mm, I forgot how assertions are written in Kotlin. Fuck my life. Assert equals. That's just it. Okay, we don't really have anything else. All right. Mm, assert equals. Mm-hmm. Assert 69 equals 69. I think, like, yeah, I mean, um, for now, the stuff that I have isn't actually much better than that, to be honest. What I'm trying to figure out is like, so for this, what do we actually want to store, right? Like the data that we want to store would be a list which would contain two lists. Like, yeah, it would be a list that contains two lists which contain the four ingredients and the two allergens, and then the next object would contain four ingredients, one allergen, and so on. Built-in thingy for tests, it kind of does. I mean, there are the assertions and all that, yes, but it doesn't really run the tests. For that, you still need a test framework. So yeah, I've just created JUnit 4 tests. I think like there is sort of a test module that kind of has a test runner and all that as well, but it's very basic and you're not supposed to be using that one or something. So I don't know the specifics behind that, but yeah, there's something in the test library which does give you something built in. But this is all part of the Kotlin package itself. Like assert equals, the one that I'm using, is supposed to be like something that just works. It'll work with any of the major testing frameworks. So you don't have to use the JUnit framework. You can use this one. That'll be fine. I have tests, but need a testing framework. It has. It's sort of like it's more like a standard. Like the same way how Java has at inject, the annotation at inject, but it doesn't really have a dependency injection framework built in, right? It's more like that syntax or that library kind of works with all the major ones. It's sort of like the compatible. It's a compatible syntax, like it's a compatible interface for the entire thing. So it's more like that. Again, I don't really know the specifics. Like, that's a good question. Does Kotlin test framework, does it have one inbuilt? It might actually. Annotations to mark test functions, set of utility functions for performing assertions in tests independently of the test framework being used. That's what I said. It doesn't really have a test framework. It doesn't really have a test framework, but like it can't really run the tests, but it can define all of them. So you can define all of them with just like the libraries which are there in Kotlin. It also has like for the JUnit specific stuff, it has some asserters and stuff on its own. So yeah, but it still needs a testing framework if you want to run the tests. So I have my test with if statements. Yeah, let's do. Let's do. In fact, like at that point, I might as well recommend not. I mean, instead of using a statement, I mean, of course, it's Kappa, but I'm just saying, like for people who aren't aware of this, you do have like an assert keyword in most languages. In Kotlin, you don't really because it's part of the whole thing, but you do have an assert keyword in most languages, which kind of give you. So I think this would be the one in Kotlin. It's just a function in this, but true if I do that. This is essentially the assertion keyword, and it kind of it's a function that's present in Kotlin by default. The same way like you have an assert keyword in most languages, you can just use that if you do not want to have like a full test framework. It's perfectly fine, perfectly fine. So yeah, let me just do assert equals 4 is the solver dot let's call that input dot length, right? is it length size? What is it? I forgot what it is for create member property input as a constructor parameter. No, member property input val input. Sure. Let's call that a mutable list e of. Well, for now we'll keep this as any, but I kind of need that later on. What's your problem? Must be initialized or be abstract. Uh, well, for now I'll just put a list of, right? So, actually, wait, mutable list of. Sorry. So any. I don't think you can create a mutable list of any actually to infer type variability. Um, it's okay. We'll solve that later. Right. So input dot length, I think size. Yeah, there we go. Size is the thing. Right. So we need to make sure of that. Of course, right now it doesn't even compile. Um, let's go ahead and actually make the data structure that we need in order to, kind of keep this stuff. So I'll call that. Can I make it a private class? Uh, okay, wait. If I do this, can I access D in here? Nah, I can't. Okay. So I do need to just make it class, right? Okay. Uh, wrap ifs and ma I wrap ifs and macro assert put some limitations. Oh, you mean okay. You mean in like C, C++? I don't really know what the recommendation is for that. Like if you're not using like a proper test framework, I have no idea what the recommendation is. I don't really understand macros really well, and like, or more like I do understand macros. I just don't understand how to use them well, like use them in a way that it's safe, which I don't think it ever is really. But at the same time, like I know that some people have certain disciplines with the way they use macros. So used to use test framework. What happened? What happened after that? So thing that I need is what's it called? It's more like it represents a food item, right? So it's more like let's call that class data class food item. Data class? Data class. I don't think it should be a data class. Let's make it a data class for now. Val um, ingredients, and that's a list of string, right? And val, let's call this allergens, and that's also a list of string, right? You need a comma right there, and that's fine. Mutable list of, let's call it food item. Okay, and we can just delete. Right. Was it food item here? I forgot the syntax completely. Ah, there we go. That was the problem. Okay. Cool. So considering this is the case, put some limitations. I used to use the test framework, but it's kind of waste for my use. This does the job for me. Be paste. What's that? Unsigned integer checks, cases, passes, fails. Mm-hmm. Char star current case, check instance. Okay. Are these supposed to be like the number? Total number of cases, checks, passes, and fails? What's this supposed to? So char star is a string. Poor man's testing shit. Yeah, I get that, but I just want to know like what's this supposed to? So return check instance, mk unsigned in cases, checks, passes, fails. Current case equals null. What sets current case? What sets current case? That's what I want to know. Fine, check label failure. Oh my god. This fucked up. Are you sure this is a good idea? What on earth is this? What is this doing? I have no idea what this is doing. I feel like I need syntax highlighting to be able to even read this. Like holy shit. What is this supposed to be doing? Check init. That's here. Okay. D init. Fails a 0, else printf. Mm-hmm. Honestly failing at figuring out what this is supposed to be doing. Okay. Let's see. Uh, okay, so that's a data class. I don't even know if there was a point in making it a data class. I think I could have kept it as a regular class and that would be sufficient. What's the advantage of a data class, actually? I don't think there's much that I get in this particular instance. Yeah, let's just make it a regular class for now. Wait, oh yeah, we need accessors if that's the case. Is it? No, 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 no. I think we're good. We can still access it, right? Yeah, we can still access it. So, all right. So we have a mutable list of food item. The other thing we kind of want to verify is that let's just put like random verification maybe on the third one. So assert equals, um, let's put that as, so the expectation is this thing, right? Is the solver dot input 012 dot ingredients 1, right? That's what we want to verify. Cool. And if I run this test, run all of this stuff, of course both will fail. This is fine. This is supposed to be the overall thing for the first one. I'm just trying to test the parser for now. This is gonna just fail saying not implemented, and that's fine. For now, we'll try and get this to pass, right? So the way we want to do this is let's actually go ahead to day 21. I can close all the others. I actually shouldn't close the input file. Let's keep that open. Let's pin all three. Can I pin all three at the same time? Ah, fuck me. Um, can I not select all three of you? Like control click, shift click I tried, but control click doesn't work. Shift click doesn't work. Wait, select IntelliJ, select multiple tabs. How do you do that? Oh, so you can't. You just can't, I guess. It sucks. Yeah, that's such a basic thing. It prints this. What's that? Testing, SV begin, SV end. I see. So these are supposed to be the names of the tests. Okay. How do you use this? I assume this is not how it's used, right? What the hell is this? Okay, it's Android. Where did you go? This is the paste. Assume like this doesn't tell me anything about how it's used, right? It only tells me, yeah. Those are cases? Which ones? These or these somewhere here? Each of these are cases? Test cases? Or no, I just want to know like how do you does this paste explain how this macro is supposed to be used? like this check instance object, right? This check instance data structure, does it explain how it's supposed to be used? Because it doesn't seem like it. I think this is the whole definition, right? Like which checks various data types like integers. I don't know what the hell SV is. String, expression, Boolean expression, upon failure calls callback Y, check EXPR checks a Boolean expression. I don't know what SV is. What the hell is SV? That's strange. Never seen anything like this. Here's the whole test file. Ah, okay. So you write SV begin and SV end. I don't know what oh, string view. I see. Again, no idea what that is, but mm, for lost script. What's lost script? That's not. I don't think that's what that is. Google is supremely useless about this. I have no idea what that is. Is that like a known thing? I don't know what string views are either. I've never heard of those. There's text views in Android. Android has text views. Where the fuck is my water bottle? Oh, it's empty. Fuck me. Um. Okay. So let's parse this data. Let's parse this data, right? So we want to verify that. We also probably want to verify something else on the allergen side. Let's do that as well. So which one's pin? Pin. Here, I, right? So right click I. Okay. So let's pin all three so that way we don't close them. I told you I'm writing stack-based language. Oh, that's the one. Okay, I see. Gotcha. You're calling it lost script. Interesting name. I honestly cannot read C code at all. Like I am. It's been ages. Firstly, it's been a very long time. But mostly it's just that it takes my brain a very long time to kind of go over this code and kind of make sense of it. Like I have to actually parse it line by line. I can't read it naturally at all. Like the way I can do with Kotlin and stuff, I can't read it naturally at all. So let's also assert equals. Um, let's put what was it supposed to be? The allergen. Let's put the last ingredient in the list, right? So fish, fish, solver dot input dot last dot allergens dot last, right? We know this. Okay, cool. So this is what we're expecting. Again, if we try running that, should run in a second, should immediately tell us that the test file expected for, let's solve that first, right? So yeah, okay. So we want to do this is let's write an init block. Um, so I'll put that as val input equals, oh yeah, so that's already there. Is a mutable list. I don't know if I want to keep it as a mutable list. Maybe I just want it as a regular list. I think it'll be a regular list soon enough, right? So let's see about that. For now, actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's put it as a list of food item, right? So food item, cool. Let's put an init block. So input equals read file and process, file name, and our transformer is gonna take in a string and it has to convert it. I hate the term tests. I call them checks. Why? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? What? You're fucking with me right now. Seriously? Yeah. You do seem to call them. I mean, you have written the word test as well. It sounds more like I think so. The way I think about it, right? It's that the test is the overall thing which verifies one piece of behavior, while the checks are individual. Ideally, one test has to sort of map to one check, but in some cases that's not the case. Like for example, over here, there's not the best kind of test ideally, but if you notice, I'm making three separate checks, but it's a single test, right? It's one test, but there are three checks. The same way, like here, there's only going to be one check actually for this test, right? There's only going to be one, and because I'm retarded. Okay, I feel like that's like better terminology. In general, I think like it's better to stick to terminology that other people use as well, because that's what ensures that when you're working with other people, which is a thing that happens a lot, you're actually able to do stuff like it's not gonna hinder you. It's not gonna get in your way, right? That kind of thing. Hmm. But yeah, very interesting use of this. Um, let's see. How do we want to split this damn thing, right? So I kind of want to split. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna split on this guy, so we get two pieces of it, right? And then we're gonna take this and we're just gonna split on space, so we get all of the, yeah. So let's do that first, right? So day 21 dot in day 21 kt, let's do that first, right? So we're gonna, and is it control page up? No, it's not. It's alt left, alt right. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do, I kind of want to change that. I should change that, but yeah, it's fine for now. It's okay. um right, so we want to split on this, right? So let's do that. Huh. So it dot split maybe. um Delimiters char, we need a regex pattern, so if we just do that, I think we can do that. Delimiters, no, that's not the one I want. I want to do it on the regex, ignore case, boolean false, limit int. uh okay, so we need to pass it an actual regular expression, is it? Fuck me. Okay. mm, val. So if that's the case, might as well write a single regular expression in which I can extract both groups and then I can split on the basis of that, right? So val, let's call it food pattern. Pattern equals regex of, I need a string, right? So my pattern's gonna be, um, let's just take that and we can convert it over here, right? So it's gonna be, yeah, this whole thing is going to be dot star, right? And it's going to be this and that, and here it's going to be dot star again, right? Cool. And I kind of want this. This is going to be my pattern. Dot star, this. Okay. And what? I want to capture these two groups. So I want to capture you. How come your coworkers? Because I haven't told any of them. I haven't told any of them. See, the reason for that is because oftentimes, look, let's put it this way, right? I have a very specific work time that I try to stick to. So these days we have a lot of meetings with like folks in New York and stuff. So it usually happens that I log off fairly late. Like fairly late, I mean 8:30, 9 p.m., right? Especially with the whole daylight saving time bullshit which the Americans have for some reason, which has been sort of shifted forward. Um, yeah, so because of that, it's just become a little bit more cumbersome. And so since I log out super late, I log in super late. So I usually log in somewhere around 12:30, 1 p.m. And if you notice, my stream timings are somewhere around 11 a.m., 11, 11:30, 12, right? You don't know what daylight saving is? Forget about it. Don't even. Actually, there's like a fantastic thing which I should probably write a command for, but it is the time zone video by Tom Scott. Uh, Tom Scott, which you should absolutely watch. This one, this is sort of where the thumbnail for my Discord channel comes from. It's my favorite image of all time. I I extracted that myself from the YouTube thumbnail. I actually copied that image and sort of photoshopped it out such that the background etc. was gone. But yeah, frustrated Tom Scott. This video is the greatest video on the internet. I'm not even kidding. It is literally the greatest video on the internet. It's compulsory viewing for all programmers, in my opinion. I think it's absolutely compulsory viewing for all programmers. Every single person who writes software has to watch this because this is the video that will convince you never, ever, ever to write a time zone library that you intend to use for actual purposes. Like I mean, sure, it's sort of like cryptography. Never roll your own crypto, right? Never write your own cryptography library. There are good ones out there. You need like a whole team of mathematicians and experienced crypto professionals, programmers. And by crypto, I don't mean cryptocurrencies, I mean cryptography. So never roll your own cryptography. Basically, don't write your own encryption, don't write your own hashing, use existing ones, use things which are proven to work, right? um and the reason for that, it's very easy to make mistakes, it's very stupid. I think that's doubly true. I'm not even kidding. I think it's doubly true for time zone libraries. I think that that's like a bigger sort of problem that you will have, like in the sense that potentially, I mean, sure, look, a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's like obviously the crypto library matters a lot more because like it's securing stuff and you can have like sensitive information being leaked. But come on, the average person doesn't give a fuck about sensitive information. For the average programmer, like, I mean, just think about it. Like, you're writing these, I don't know, like the shit that I write on stream, right? Or whatever. The software that you write, open source, whatever it is, on your own time, that's not going to matter, right? Like, that's not, you're not usually writing something which you intend the entire world to use and requires like a high level of security. So what's more important, however, is time zones, because everybody writes some bullshit. Like, they write I don't know, chat application or like some sort of like social network, or that, like, it's just this sort of intro JavaScript project, right? Like that everyone does. And then they're like, oh, we need a way to be able to synchronize times or time zones. Like, let's say for example you have a timestamp for a particular image or something, and you want to know, like, you want to be able to translate that between, or you write like a scheduler, you write like a calendar app, anything like that. If you write all that stuff, then time zones are gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna be absolutely insane. The process of actually managing and like managing time, date and time in general in software is insanely complicated. And in general, you never want to roll your own library for that. Like, I think it's even more important that people understand that than understanding that you shouldn't roll your own cryptography. Like, at least cryptography, it's like worst case, what's gonna happen is somebody, your keys are gonna get leaked, and it's some bullshit data is gonna get leaked, but it doesn't like really, you know, it doesn't really matter in the long run too much. But unless of course you're like actually saving, like, obviously people saving actual sensitive information will bother looking for proper, really really good apps. That's the reason why, like, Telegram for instance has so much flack in terms of security. Like, so security professionals like cryptographers etc., they hate Telegram because um Telegram security was rolled by them. Like, they wrote their own algorithm for end-to-end encryption. It's called MT Proto 2. They wrote sort of their own algorithm. They based it off of some existing primitives, but it was basically the algo itself. The core of it was fresh, and so because of that, it didn't really, like, a lot of people were very skeptical about it because you don't roll your own crypto, right? But I think it's even more important that you don't write your own time zone libraries because they are honestly very, very hard to keep track of. And while cryptography is complicated because the inherent math is complicated, um, time zones are complicated because fucking humans are complicated, and humans are always a bigger problem than math. Like, math is solvable, humans are not solvable. So humans are the problem with time zones. Like, it's always some political move or some some bullshit law that comes up somewhere, and then they go like, hey, we are in our own time zone now, or some city or some country just kind of partitions itself. It kind of gets split, and then at that point, like, somebody suddenly they want a new time zone, even though geographically they didn't fucking move. They're in the same spot. And then there's whole daylight saving time, and there's a whole bunch of shit. It's complex, and like, you shouldn't deal with time zones ever. Like, never write your own libraries if you are planning to use it. Of course, you can always write anything you want as long as it's just for learning purposes. But if it's something you intend to use or make others use, never write your own time zone libraries. Like, leave that to the people who have spent half their fucking life studying how this moves, and are subscribed to the latest channels on when time zones get updated and things like that, because it's super complicated, and it's honestly a headache. It's a massive, massive headache. Getting it right is very hard. Getting it to work well after getting it right is even harder. So yeah. That's like my thing on time zones. I think like that video is compulsory viewing for everybody who is in software, and even for some people who are outside of software. Especially like if you want to prove to someone that software is not straightforward and is a fairly complicated process, because it kind of, the real world is complicated, right? And because of that, software is inherently more complex. If you want to prove that to someone, you show them that video. That video is the ultimate resource for that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, fuck Telegram. Yeah, I mean, look, I like Telegram. All right, it's the primary application that I use. Again, I don't really have any super secure things on Telegram. Like, I'm not the fucking government or whatever. Like, I'm not a I'm not a high profile journalist or anything like that. So no one gives a fuck about no one gives a fuck about me, basically, right? So I use Telegram. For me, it's fine. But yeah, if you were actually like discussing sensitive information, things like that, Telegram might not be the app for you. Like, it's probably use Signal, something else. But yeah, but apart from that, I think Telegram is honestly the best chat platform that currently exists. Like, hands down the best chat platform that currently exists. I think Discord is good as well, but Telegram is like, it's a really, really well written app, and super smooth experience, lots of features, just generally positive things. Like, I haven't had any complaints about it in the 5-6 years that I've been using it now. I think I started in like 2014 or 2015. So yeah, long time user as of this point. But yeah, it's actually my primary contact point. Like, if you want to reach me, that's the fastest way to get to me. Like, Discord, I don't really open that often. Telegram, I'm on it like most of the day. So as you can see, it's right here. Anyway, okay. So what was I looking for? Not this. That one. Yeah. So dairy fish, dairy something. Oh yeah. So read file and process. I kind of want to process this file, and pull out a food item from each of them. So the way I want to do that is, okay. So we pull that into a regular expression, and now we want to do food pattern dot pattern. No, 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 no. Find match entire. Yeah. So we want to match the entire it, right? Dot toString, groups. So that gives us a match. Okay, so group values. Okay, dot. Okay, so group values is gonna be. So I want 1 and 2 out of that, right? So let's put that into. Um, so let's call that ingredient list, comma. What's the other list? Let's call that. Do you know how to optimize Fibonacci? I had seen this, I think, a while back. Again, I'm not like super good with algorithms or anything like that. But I think I had seen this. What's your problem? Optimize Fibonacci. I've come across some kind of algorithm. I don't remember. Recursive Fibonacci, how to optimize it. I mean, you can optimize it space wise by not making it recursive. You can do a tail recursion instead. Um, But yeah, I seem to recall there was some kind of approach by which you could like make it really fast. I don't remember now. Link it to me if you see it, like if you have it. Okay, so let's see. Uh, oh, wait. So are these two strings now? Okay, why is it a string? Okay, so we'll do a safe call. What's your problem? We'll do a that. That's fine. But why are these two strings now? Group values. Oh, okay. So dot split. We need to split this on space, and so it's more like space is a single character. Allergen list dot split. We need to give it a pattern, is it? Pattern java.util.regex. We can also write regex itself. Delimiters. The problem is the delimiters. Wait, can I give it like comma? How does this work actually? Occurrences of the specified one or more strings to be used as a delimiter. Okay, cool. I think we're good then, right? So if we do this, we should be able to have this pass. Yeah, cool. Let's try this. Actually, group values might be group count plus one. There we go. Yeah, so the first one has to be underscore, and there we go. So that kind of ignores that, and then we will be able to see everything else, right? So if we run this, I think we should have this pass. Beautiful. Cool. Now we actually need to solve the damn thing. Okay. This one, let's see. Mm, yeah, no. I know what Fibonacci is. I know what this is. I'm saying link me if you. I don't remember what the optimized version of this is. I know that you can tail recurse in some way. You can remove the recursion calls entirely, basically, if I remember it correctly. You can just put it in a loop somehow, right? If that's like that's sort of more memory efficient, but it's still gonna be. You can also I think use yeah, you can use dynamic programming, which would be like essentially just memoize, right? So you don't have to do the recursive calls if you have just sort of like a map structure. If you have the previous, like if you have the n thing, you can just return it instantly. That's also possible, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know any optimized shit myself. You have multiple approaches, like I said. It depends. You can optimize via space or optimize via time. I don't know if there's like anything that kind of reduces both. You can do a space optimization by just using three variables, I think, and you can calculate it in a loop, right? So what I mean by that is, let's insert a scratch file Kotlin. What I mean by that is sort of like if I took this as fun fib in n, which is an int, right? Um, I could basically just do var previous equals one, var next um, current equals two, and or I don't know whatever your starting values are, you can have them both this way, and then for I uh, in uh, 1 to n, so n times you essentially just do cur plus equal to previous. No, no, no. So first you kind of want to update previous, right? Previous equals cur, and then cur plus equal to previous. Right? I think it's like this, and then you can just like, mm, I guess this is the way it works. So fib of 10, I suppose, would be 1024. Is that right? I don't fucking know. Oh, maybe this is a little bit incorrect, but it's something like this. What's your problem? Oh, the default is 1? What the fuck? Oh, no, 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 no. It's more like we are defining it first. It's some bullshit like this, dude. Like it's sort of like, okay, so it's 1, 1, 3, 5, something like that, right? So I forgot the exact thing. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. So at each step you kind of have a previous and a current, and you want to compute your next number, which is gonna be 7 plus 5. No, why did I write 7? Sorry, 8. Which is 8 plus 5, 13, right? You want to write 13, and then you kind of want to update. Oh yeah, so I think you need 3 numbers. I think I was right with my initial thing, right? So var next equals 2, I guess. So it's your first step is basically that next equals previous plus current, and then you kind of want to go and update backwards, right? So you update next, and then you kind of go and update previous equals current, and then current equals next, right? It's like this, and finally you print, I don't know, the current one or something. Yeah, it's something like that. So I guess I don't know what, like, if I just do fib1, do I get 2, even though it's not technically the first Fibonacci number. Do I have to just print previous? I don't know. Wait. So let's see. This is 1, fib 2. Mm, well, we're technically one off. I think like what we'll have to do is like start one step before, if that was the case. Uh, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, and fib 4 should be should oh fuck. Fib 4 should be showing 5, I guess. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this works. This is not optimized on space, but it is optimized on sorry, it's not optimized on time, but it is optimized on space. So in time wise it's the same, it's linear, right? It's linear. I don't know if you can make it faster than linear. I think there might be a way to make it faster than linear. It might be exploiting some kind of mathematical property actually. There might be some kind of weird math number theory property which basically says gives you a very direct formula for the entire thing. I suppose you can probably run the math and then see if one such any such like closed form exists for it. If there's a closed form, you can kind of compute it in O of 1. You can compute it instantly. Just by performing a single mathematical operation, you can kind of compute it. So if there's like a closed form, right? So you have your basic thing of, like uh what is it? It's just a recursive thing, right? Like n is equal to n minus 1 plus n minus 2, that kind of thing. So that's like a recursion that you have. If you're able to transform it into some sort of closed form, again, like there's some math involved. Might be able to do it if I had like pen and paper and stuff, but yeah, I haven't really kept any of that with me right now. So yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, I suppose this is your answer. So anyway, solver. Okay, so that passed. We kind of have to figure out now how to solve the actual question. So if we go into day 21, it's initialized. The input is here. And now we sort of need the rest of the program, right? So yeah, let's figure out how that's done. So okay, so we need to figure out um which ingredients can't possibly contain the allergens, and we need to add up the number of those ingredients, the number of times any of these ingredients. Counting the number of times any of these ingredients appear in the ingredients list produces 5. They all appear once except SBFF, which appears twice. So we just have to count, like, so it's like as this one appears twice, and then this one appears once, this one appears once, and DRH appears once. So that's 3 plus 2, right? So that's why it's 5. How many times do any of those ingredients appear? That's what we're counting. So it's not the unique ingredients themselves, it's more like how many times do they appear, right? So okay. So let's solve that. And the thing that we need from this is solver dot um let's call it uh what's the first question that we have, right? So it's sort of like occurrences of allergens. So we kind of need to verify that 5 is the thing, right? So assert equals 5 is that, right? So the nice part is we can technically create a member property, and I can put it as val, right? I can move it down over here, okay, and I can add a getter for it. So, and in the getter I can actually compute this, right? So for now we leave it as to do, but in the getter I can now compute this. So if I just run this test, of course it's gonna fail, right? Saying that it's not implemented because it goes into the getter, right? But now I can basically just compute this, right? So it's kind of nice. Uh, yeah, let's see, right? So the getter of it is what is going to compute this. We have the input. The input is already going to be defined at this point, and let's put input. Okay, so we want to start with the food items, and we want to prepare some sort of. We want to figure out like which allergen matches with which ingredient, right? And then we want to find out which ingredients cannot possibly contain any of the allergens, right? Hmm. Hmm. So, like in this example, for instance, if we read through this carefully, right? So, dairy is present. So, dairy has 4 possibilities initially. Fish also has 4 possibilities initially. But the reverse direction is what we kind of want. So, it's more like these have 2 possibilities each, right? And now these have one. This guy is the possibility, which means that since this has to be present within one of these 4, and this has to be present within one of these 4, it has to be the common one. No. Is that true? I don't think that's true. No. It is true. It is true because an allergen. So that's part of our notes, right? So day 21 notes. Where the fuck are you? Wait. Day 21 notes. Notes. Day 21.mt. Yeah, there we go. Let's pin you as well. Um, I don't want the preview. Let's just keep text. So each allergen is in exactly one ingredient. That is, if you confirm an allergen is present in this specified ingredient, the other ingredients cannot have it. Which means that within this, if the allergen is present in 2 lists, that ingredient has to be common between both the lists because that's the only ingredient that can contain that allergen, right? So it's definitely this guy which contains dairy. And so fish, we have only 3 possibilities, right? And similarly, fish over here has a common one. So again, it has to be one of these 3, but it cannot be this guy because this guy is already crossed out for dairy. This is the way we have to do it, like through iterations, I guess. Um, and then finally we will be left with a set of ingredients which map to 0 allergens, cannot possibly contain any. And that's the way we have to do things. Hmm. Complicated. Okay. Very complicated. Let's see. So it's more like it's a set that we have to create out of each one. So instead of list, maybe I should have created set of string, set, right? So if we do this, it obviously gets split will be to set. Yeah, so that's not a problem. And we can make this neater by putting you here and putting you here, to set. There we go. Beautiful. Cool. So at this point, of course, the test will probably fail because we don't have a way to get a specific thing. So it's more like at this point we can do an assert contains, I guess. Dot uh, ingredients dot has or contains, um, or oh no. Let's just put this in, right, and we just put assert true or assert, right. What's your problem? Extension function boolean dot contains. Ah, no. There we go. And fish in uh, allergens input dot last. Yeah, that's correct. What's your problem? Fickle full. We just ignore. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah. Let's try that again. Like I said. Cool. This is correct. This one is not implemented. All right. Awesome. So if we go here, cool. We need that as a set. So it has a set of ingredients, a set of allergens. I don't know if set was a smart idea to do that, but I can do contains operations very quickly, so I think that kind of helps. Okay. Let's see. So for how do we want to solve this? What's our approach? What's our approach? We kind of need an approach, right? So let's put that back as to do. We need an approach. So what is our approach? Okay. So we need to find the number of allergens, which not allergens, I think it's safe ingredients, right? Safe ingredients, right? So maybe this should have been a function. I don't know, but whatever. Five, seven, food list. An example has five safe ingredients, right? So give me a second. It has been about an hour and a half. I will be back real quick for some water. I'll just like let me just refill this and get back. Will be just a second. Uh, yeah, hydration break. I guess I should probably add a command for that. But anyway, yeah, let me just quickly. I'll be right back. Okay. Quick break. All right. So. All right. So safe ingredients. We kind of need to check. Okay. So what is our approach, right? What is our approach? So for each sort of food item that we have some ingredient we want to find out. Okay. So let's say, for instance, we know. Okay, so we read one food item, right? So that contains some ingredients and some allergens. At this point, we know that so for each ingredient we read, right, we kind of add in the allergens to a set of possible contained allergens, right? So we do this, and for each allergen, also we add in the ingredients to a set of possible ingredients which contain, right? So ingredients containing this, right? So we do that. Possible contained allergens, okay, and we do this. And now at this point, whenever we come across on the next, so that's the first food item, right? When we come across the next one, we see dairy as the allergen, right? And when we see dairy, we know that it could be in one of these four. We already know that it has to be in one of these four. So we look for common ones. If we see multiple common ones, we still can't say which, but we can drop the others, right? Every time we see common ones, we should be able to say which it is, I think. Um, yeah, common ones, we should be able to say which it is, right? So yeah, I think keeping it a set is like map to a set is a very good idea. So, and in the allergens to a set of possible contained allergens, ingredients to a set of possible ingredients contained. Okay, and then so I think we first do the allergen stuff. Okay, and then we do the other stuff, right? So first we do the allergen stuff. Um, so if there are already mapped ingredients, right? Um, take common, that's intersection. Okay, then drop, so already mapped ingredients, right? So we take the intersection and then drop the allergen from any ingredients that just got removed by the intersection, right? We need to figure out how to do this properly in the code, but basically, when I am gonna look at these two, this row and this row and this row, right? The first row, I'm gonna prepare a data structure. So let me just open like a notepad, right? Um, let me just make this small somewhat and put it here-ish. Yeah. So initially, when we make this list, I'll just call them MK, SQ, and NH, right? So like MX, I'll just use the first two letters because those seem to be unique, right? KF, SQ, and NH. These are the ingredients, the four ingredients that we need, and these contain dairy and fish, right? So initially, we first create an entry for dairy, right? and we put all four because it could be in any of these, right? We put fish and we put it in this. Could be in any of these. And okay, let's leave it at this for now, right? Next one, when we read dairy, and it's like, oh, dairy already has entries. So we perform a set intersection, so we only get mx in it, right? And so we've just removed the others in both sets, right? So we need to keep track of remove, right? What all did we remove? We removed all these three, right? And we removed these three as well. Okay, these three as well. So it's sort of like, yeah. So it's this, and this. I'll just copy the first two letters for now, right? So we removed all these, right? And we know that dairy maps just to mx. It's just one, so it's fine, right? And when we are left with one, we also can remove it from the others. So it's sort of like we're left with one, so this is locked, right? At this point, this gets locked. So we removed these, and so at that point, those are gone. Fish is still left with the old ones, so it's sort of like we still have all these, right? And so we locked this at this point because there's only one. When we locked it, we removed from the others as well. So fish has these three possibilities, right? Then soy has these two, SQ and FV, as possibilities, right? And we just write those because soy is a new entry now. So it's possible that SQ contains soy. It's also possible that SQ contains fish. We don't know. Could be one of the two, right? It's possible that soy is an ingredient over here, but it wasn't mentioned. That's possible, right? And then finally we have fish again, and this has SQ, MX, and SB. So we perform the common test, and so we end up with only SQ, right? And so we removed, and so fish is also locked, right? So this is also locked. Yeah, we'll come to that. So we removed something on both sides, right? So it's sort of like we removed the MX, SB things. We also removed um actually, do we need to keep track of the remote stuff? I don't think we care, right? Dairy, fish, and soy. There are only three ingredients, right? Let's see if this list sort of syntax works out, right? So SQ, we removed, yeah, so it's okay. Like, actually, fuck the removed part. So fish is now only SQ. We removed all the others, right? So when we removed all the others, like at that point, like SQ, this got locked. And when this got locked, we go into soy and we remove SQ from there because it's no longer a possibility for that, right? So right, this is invalidated. These are all invalid now, right? These are the old records. So it's just, I'm just like sort of showing you the iteration of the whole thing. So it starts with this. So it starts with dairy having everything. Then we remove these things. And so dairy ends up with only this. And this gets locked, right? So when this is locked, at that point, we know that MX can be removed from the other lists. So MX is removed from fish, and fish ends up with only these three. And then when we read soy, we put those two, and so on, right? And finally, we are left with these, and we have to figure out. So now dairy is MX, soy is FV, and fish is SQ. So those three are all determined exactly. Yeah, it's like sort of a precise determination that's been made, right? It can't be anything else. I think SQ has to be fish, or is it possible? No, 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 because allergens have to be in a specific ingredient. Like, imagine if the allergen was in KF instead. In that case, this one wouldn't contain fish. It has to contain fish, so it has to have something that's common here. And once we've kind of figured out which one that is, we know none of the others contain fish. Right. So SQ is the one that contains fish. FV is the one that contains soy because this has to contain soy, and SQ contains fish. This contains soy. And so the ingredients that are clean are the TRH, SB thing, anything that's not those three, right? So it's one, two, three. So it's one, two, three, four, and five. Everything else is tainted. Everything else is tainted. Cool. So that's my logic. That's my logic. Um. So take intersection if only one ingredient is left. So we don't actually care about the ingredients themselves. We just want an allergen map, right? Mm, already mapped ingredients take intersection. If only one ingredient is left, remove the from the other allergen lists, right? Have you used Lua? No, not at all. I've seen Lua code for maybe 5 minutes of my life. That's about it. I've seen Lua code for maybe 5 minutes. It's a fairly rare language usage wise. Like I would say that yeah, it's fairly like people who use it really like it, but not many people use it. So yeah, I don't think it's bad. From what I saw of it, it looks interesting. I don't like the fact that it has end statements or whatever. It has some sort of it has those like close bracket statements sort of thing, which I'm not a very big fan of. But apart from that, no, haven't really like I don't really know much about that language. Why do you ask? Okay, so what do we need? So our data structure in this case is going to be so I'll just call it an allergen or possible ingredients, right? Right. So val possible ingredients equals we're gonna create a mutable map, okay, and it's gonna map to so the key is gonna be a string, of course, which is the allergen, and the value is gonna be I don't know why I asked. Okay, uh, the value is gonna be a mutable set of strings, which is gonna be the ingredients of it, right? Uh, okay, so this is gonna be the thing, right? So now for food item in input, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through for allergen for each allergen, right? In food item dot allergens, we're gonna go through every allergen, and we are going to put it in with this particular logic, right? So the way we're going to do that is basically um, if possible ingredients dot exists or what is it has key or contains key allergen or if allergen in possible ingredients, I think we can do that, right? So if allergen in possible ingredients, right? If it's already there, right? And we have an else condition, we'll solve both of those. So if allergen is present, then in that case, what we want to do is we want to do um, possible ingredients of allergen dot intersect other iterable string. What's your problem? Safe or non-null asserted call? What the fuck? But we know it's there. What's your problem? Bro, man, don't make me do this everywhere, but yeah, whatever. I don't care. Intersect other iterable string, so it's supposed to contain yeah, so what do we want? We want to intersect this with the me question mark my problem. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Let's see, intersect ingredients, right? So food item dot ingredients, right? So we do this, and now check uh, log status. You were asking about my problem. I'm honestly not even paying attention to what I'm saying, to be honest. I might have been just talking to the code about some random crap. I have no idea, no recollection of the words I was saying. It's I kind of yeah. It is fairly normal for me to scream at my code. All right. So yeah. So check lock status. I don't think lock status is a good way to put that, but check if this is the only ingredient. Um, ingredient left, right? I think like one thing we should make sure is actually why would it be null actually? Get returns null if the key is not present, right? So I think it's better if we just do if possible ingredients allergen is not equal to null, right? Then in that case, actually I'll tell you what. Um, double slash the C++ like comments suck. What do you like? I feel like it's okay. What's the problem? Double slash is kind of well known in the programming world, and on top of that, I think I have this enabled. What's it called? Ligatures. Lua has double hyphen for single line comments. I don't like double hyphen for comments because personally I don't like double hyphen for comments because I use double hyphen to indicate a long hyphen a lot of times. So it's like if I'm writing a string or something, then I write like, you know, hello double hyphen, something. I am said, I write stuff like that, but it's like I use double hyphen a lot. You'll see that when I'm writing documentation or if I'm writing like notes, you'll see that I use double hyphen a lot to be the the long hyphen, the the one I'm talking about, right? Long hyphens. So sort of the thing here, this one, as compared to hyphen hyphen. So I use double hyphen to indicate the long hyphen, right? I do have a thing that lets me write the long hyphen, like in Unicode, but Unicode characters aren't always supported in most things, so I just use double hyphen in most places. So yeah. Um, so I'm not personally a fan of double hyphen for comments. I think hash is okay, like this, the Python hash comment thing. I think that works. I like double slash the most because it's sort of the slash star thing that we use for multi-line comments is sort of, how do you put it? Like it's sort of derivative from the double slash. Like double slash is like slash followed by slash, and the way I look at slash star, it's kind of like it's hard to type really. I don't know. I find it fairly easy. But then again, I have a numpad as well. So on my keyboard, I have a numpad. So I think I sort of see the argument. I guess the slash key is not very well placed in the normal home row thing. I use the numpad one, so for me, it's like usually that's I don't know. For me, it's just I guess it's just what you're used to. So yeah, it works well for me though. So check if this is the only ingredient left. I hate having to do this over and over. Can I just extract you? Control Alt V, replace all two occurrences. Let's put this as ingredients. Right, so cool. Else. No, so I need to check if this is the only ingredient left. If ingredients dot size equals 1, um, right, it's the only ingredient left, then in that case, sexy IDE features, yeah. Dude, I really like I really like IntelliJ. I think it's fantastic. Um, so now I need to kind of loop over possible ingredients and remove this from every other possible one, right? So possible ingredients dot for each action map dot entry string mutable set, or for each value I should be able to do, right? Or mm, let's put this as allergen comma, what's your problem? both of you shadow it. Okay. Let's put that uh, underscore allergen underscore ingredients. Right. What's your problem? It's never used. Okay. Um. So is if allergen not equal to the main allergen that we're looking at, right? Then underscore ingredients dot remove um ingredients of 0. What's your problem? Dot remove is the one, right? Remove element string. Yeah, so the size is 1. So ingredients of 0 exclamation. No? Oh, ingredients, I guess that's what I have to do. What's your problem? No get method providing array access. Oh, of course, of course. Can I just do it this way? Dot delete? No, what is it? How do I remove all? Maybe remove all ingredients. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's a single one, right? So if it's the only ingredient left, we go through all the other allergens and we kind of just remove that, right? So Kotlin's for each. Yeah, sure. I didn't realize I was using some other for each. What the hell? Okay, that's weird. Anyway, so we do this and all right. So okay, so for each allergen, if it is present, we do that. Otherwise, if it's not present, then we just do possible ingredients of allergen equals food item dot ingredients, right? What's your problem? Dot as mutable. Actually, why did I make it a mutable set? I could have just made it a set actually, but now I can't do a removal. Okay. Cast it? Do I have to cast? Or no, I can just do a mutable set of and put I have to put okay, so maybe it's just mutable set of string given. Can I cast? I shouldn't cast in those cases because that's a reference copy. I need to create like a fresh one. Yeah. So can I not just create like a mutable set of where are elements? I can only give that add all food item dot ingredients. What's your problem now? Oh, do I have to do a dot let or something? I forgot. Dot apply, which returns a mutable. Let returns no apply only. Apply add all food item dot ingredients. There we go. Fantastic. Whew. Okay. Specified function block with this value as its receiver and returns this value. Okay. Yeah. That's what I want. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay, so we do that, and finally, after we are done processing all of the food items. So that's it, right? Add the ingredients to a set of, if there are already mapping ingredients, add the ingredients to a set of possible ingredients containing this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's pretty much all we need to do. No? And finally, we need to count like what ingredients don't happen in any of the others, like as in any of the allergens, right? Yeah. So I think we also need like a set of all ingredients as such. So all ingredient. Oh no no no. But we need to count the number of occurrences in each food item, right? So again, we have to loop through the food items. So for food item in input, right? Okay. Technically, we don't need to loop through the food. We need to loop through each set of ingredients actually, right? So is there a way I can write that as such to kind of get like for ingredients in input dot transform it to map. Oh no no no. So we need to take each. So input is a list of food items, right? Ingredients. There we go. Okay. So that gives me each set, right? I kind of need to figure out what is present in set one and not present in any of the allergens, right? Any of the allergen possible ingredients, right? Yeah. So for each allergen, we kind of have a thing now. So unsafe ingredients, I guess. Unsafe val unsafe ingredients equals um what is it? So it's sort of a set of we do this. So I think we take the possible ingredients dot values. Okay, so that gives us um it's a collection of a mutable set of strings, right? Yeah. Okay. Dot can we reduce this somehow? Reduce uh, so we have an accumulator which is a mutable set um which kind of needs to be it's just we just have to take the union of everything, right? Yeah. So we have an an accumulator, okay, which is sort of the okay, and this so this is going to be um, ingredients with the current ingredients, right? It is honestly like horribly named code, but I'm hoping it gets the point across. So ingredients dot union, and that's gonna be the other iterable, which is basically going to be the current ingredients, and that's gonna be what's your problem? We need a mutable set. Why do we need a mutable set? Mm, fuck. I feel like we shouldn't be using mutability at all. Like, can I just make this into a set and see if I can just, ingredients dot removal. Instead of doing that, can we just replace it? Possible ingredients dot for each allergen ingredients. We kind of have to. We can't modify this. We have to replace this, right? So it's sort of like, so if we just do a possible ingredients of underscore allergen dot equals um, without, so difference, dot difference minus. Can I just do a minus? I should be able to do a minus. In this case, I think it will take a set difference. Um, can I control click U? Yeah, set minus returns a set containing all the elements. Actually, wait, control Q should work in that case. What do you watch on TV? It's been a long time since I watched any TV, to be honest. But the last thing, the last thing I watched was on. I was watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime, which is really good. It's not recent. I think it's already like the third season or the fourth season is out for it. It's really good. But yeah, mostly like just Netflix, Amazon Prime stuff. I was also watching the I don't know, one of the Marvel Disney things. I think What If. Yeah, I was watching What If on Hotstar. Yeah, so it's just like a bunch of random things, but mostly nothing specific. So yeah, original set except the elements given in the elements collection. Okay, cool. I'll rename all the variables, but yeah, if it's the only ingredient left, then we take all the other allergens, right? So let's just name that as other allergen, right? Um, and we take the, sort of the other allergens ingredients, or yeah. So we leave that as underscore ingredients minus ingredients. Okay, cool. For the current allergen, right? Ingredients for the current allergen as such, but yeah, here's our intersect. Um, Marvel Burn in Hell. Though I'm excited for Spider-Man. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Like I so far I'm not super hyped for any of the Phase 4 stuff. Like it doesn't really look very interesting to be honest. I haven't watched Shang-Chi yet. I've heard it's okay. I don't know much about it. I haven't watched Shang-Chi yet, but I haven't like all the other stuff that I watched for Phase 4. I haven't been super enthused by that. Like it all feels like, I don't know, wasn't as good as the previous stuff. So, but Spider-Man, yeah, I'm definitely excited for Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I think the movie will be cool. I haven't watched the trailer yet though. I have to watch that. Actually, I don't know. Fuck it, we might just watch it on stream. Marvel is boring. I don't know. See, my point is at least it's well made. All right, it's well made. Like if like you can't possibly say that the movies before this, like I'm talking about Infinity War, um, I'm talking about any of that stuff. Like I feel like let's watch it now. Okay, fuck it. Spider-Man No Way Home, right? Yeah, I think that was the thing. I think I already had it open. Yeah, I already had it open. I have like infinite tabs, dude. 304 as of now. Like yesterday, I was actually trying for about 2 hours to close tabs, and I ended up with more tabs open than I had initially. So yeah. Let me just kill the music that's here. Uh, Mute that tab. Okay. And let me increase the Decibel level for this, just so that that's fine. I think it is too loud. I think it should be okay.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors. From every universe.
Oh yeah, I heard Doc Ock was gonna be in this. I am excited for this guy. I'm honestly excited for this guy being here.
You're not Peter Parker.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Oh my god. Alfred Molina, right? Alfred Molina is in
seriously,
this.
what's your
Fuck
actual
yes.
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So,
Oh, I see the.
do this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
Okay. This is gonna be fun. I mean,
Flying
I
out
don't
into the darkness
like.
to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way!
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
You're not gonna take this away from me. Peter,
That's gonna be
you're
cool.
struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Oh man, come on. Don't kill another girlfriend. Fuck. Bro. Don't tell me she's gonna die in this one. Oh god.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
December 17th, exclusively in movie
Okay.
theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th. Spider Monday.
Okay, 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 okay. This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be really cool. Huh. Alright. That was yeah. I think like I don't know if this movie is gonna be like like really good or anything, but it's gonna be fun. That much for sure. That's the thing about Marvel, right? Like that's kind of what I like about their movies, the fact that they're fun. They've never forgotten that aspect. They've never once forgotten that aspect. Like that's the thing. This new boy Spider-Man star, I like him. I actually like him. I legitimately think he is the best Spider-Man actor so far. I legitimately think I have a soft spot for Tobey Maguire because, like, again, I watched those movies growing up, but I've seen how Tom Holland, because I've read some of the comics, right? And I feel like I'm not a huge comic book nerd, but I've read enough of them, and I feel like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, more than any other Spider-Man before this point, has probably encompassed like the way Spider-Man is supposed to behave. Like he's supposed to be relatively young, and I mean, I get that, like, especially like because it's hard to find like younger actors who can act well. So that's there, but also like in general they try to make Spider-Man a slightly older character in a lot of the others, and I do feel like that works well with the kind of person he's supposed to be. I know that this is not canonically Spider-Man's age. Like this, like Tom Holland Spider-Man is younger than sort of the original Spider-Man thing, but no, even in the older ones, even in some of the far older ones, he is always wisecracking. Like the thing about Spider-Man is he doesn't stop talking. He runs his mouth constantly. He runs his mouth constantly. He and Deadpool get along pretty well because of that. But yeah, that's kind of like one of the things. Like it's not, doesn't have much to do with the newer comics. It's really has been, it has been a part of his character from the beginning. I don't know from the beginning or not. Like I haven't again Spider-Man comics are super old. I haven't read some of the earliest ones, but I have read fairly old ones of his, and he's almost always wisecracking. He's cracking puns, jokes all the time. Like in the middle of fights, that's kind of his forte. Like that's sort of his character. In the middle of like he'll like be swinging past an enemy and he'll like literally like be making some sort of quip while doing that. So yeah, regardless of how tough the fight is, and this has kind of been an aspect of his character from the beginning. So I feel like Tom Holland kind of has that youthful energy to be able to do that. I really liked what Maguire did. Andrew Garfield, I don't know. I have watched a part of that movie on TV, to be honest. Like one of the movies, I don't even remember which one. But yeah, the Flash movie is coming too. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Um, I really hope they write it well because like the Flash TV series was terrible. And so far in the movies, they haven't really done good, like proper service to his characters. I watched everything except the original Justice League. I watched the Zack Snyder cut. I watched, yeah. So like basically, yeah. I don't know. Like Flash, I'm sort of. I hope the movie will be good, but I don't know for sure. Like I hope the movie will be good because like I always want the movies to be good. I mean, after all, I'm spending time, money, or both, right? To watch the movie, so it's sort of like yeah. If I go to the theaters, it's a fairly big process. It takes a while, costs money, and I obviously want the movie to be good. I don't really care about like which camp it is in, DC or Marvel. I don't give a fuck. I want the movie to be good, but the way it's been going so far, it doesn't inspire a lot of hope. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna watch like one of the next whatever comes out. Um, I think I might have missed a DC movie somewhere in the middle. I don't really know, but yeah, I spent zero money. I don't know. I feel like for some of these, like especially Spider-Man and all that, I'm probably definitely gonna watch it in theaters. I wanted to watch Dune, dude, in the theater, but I missed it because I was home on vacation and my dad didn't want to go, so I decided I'll come back and watch it. I came back and I forgot that fucking in India, the movies, even good ones, last only like 2 or 3 weeks. It's still running in Dubai right now. Like I went home to Dubai, but my dad didn't want to watch it, so I didn't really find the time. So I missed the movie in theaters. I couldn't watch it. I badly wanted to watch Dune in theaters. I don't know. I'm fine with like paying money watch it in theaters. I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch it. I've read the book. I've read the book. Haven't watched the movie. So yeah, I was very excited for it. I was very excited for it. I wanted to watch it, but I don't know. I guess I'll watch the part like the second part as such. I'm gonna miss the full experience of like the sandworm though. I really wanted to watch the sandworm in theaters. Like the reveal of the sandworm in the books itself is like a big thing. Like its size is huge. It's really big, and it's supposed to be like one of those awe-inspiring moments. And I wanted to watch that in theaters, but I never got the chance. Like I don't know, just my luck, just my luck. Hmm. But like yeah, I could have watched it there, but I don't know. We just didn't find the time, and like we had other things that we wanted to do at the time. Since my vacation, I was like on movie. Should have spent more time on who? Who is this? Is this did they rename a character for the movie? Because I don't remember any character by this name from the book. Be- Betria? How do you pronounce that? Who is this supposed to be? Doc? Is that his name? Doctor Betrayal? What are you talking about? Are you talking about Kynes? Liet Kynes? He's the only guy who has the you're talking about this guy. Betrayal, right? Okay, so that is what you're talking about. Okay, you're talking about Kynes, right? Like I don't remember too much of the book, like 80%, I would say. But like, is it Kynes? Or oh no, you're talking about the other guy. You're talking about the other guy. The guy, yeah, the guy who betrays House Atreides, right? I forgot his name. Damn. Okay, the guy whose wife would be captured. Yeah. He sold Dune for his wife. Yeah. That dude. His wife would be captured, right? That guy or killed. I don't remember. But yeah. I forgot his name. He's supposed to be a very mild mannered dude, like essentially super, like very calm, very chill kind of dude. And yeah, like no one was really aware that he was the guy who was like kind of setting everything up. Yeah, I remember this. Didn't get anything in return. Yeah, I know. Sad. It was well written in the books, man. It was actually very well written in the books. I don't know if they how much time they spent on it in the movie, but yeah, it's been a few years since I read it. I don't remember it too well, but yeah, kind of want to watch the movie again. I don't know. I'll check it out on TV, I guess. Possible ingredients values reduce. Okay, so why is this a mutable map? Possible ingredients. Oh yeah, it has to be, right, for us to be able to add new things to it. Yeah. For us to be able to do this, it has to be a mutable map. Okay. So allergen equals set of. I guess I can just do a set of, right? Um, Actually, at this point, if I'm not gonna modify it at all, I can just do food item dot ingredients, right? So a lot of doctors selling Dune for his wife is dumb. That's dumb. What are you talking about? He was, dude. So that was the thing, right? He was willing to give up everything for his wife. That was the whole point. Like, again, I don't know how well they portrayed this in the movie, but in the books, it makes perfect sense. This guy was like super in love with his wife, and he did that. Like, for him, like, I mean, think about it, right? A lot of people, like, there are people who are like patriotic, and then there are a lot of people for whom their family matters more to them. They don't give a fuck. Like, they would sell the nation out for in exchange for their family. So yeah, I've read the graphic novel. Okay. I feel like Dune's plot is fantastic. Like the books, again, I don't know how they portrayed it in the movie. Maybe it looks worse in the movie because they rush something, they don't spend enough time on it. Possibly. I can't make that judgment yet. I haven't watched it. But the plot itself in the book is really well done, right? So, super well done. I feel like I can probably collapse this code a lot, to be honest. The whole rationale is that. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? So, we do this, and we kind of end up with. So, when we do a reduce, do we get a new thing back? Yeah, we get a new thing back, right? So finally, Control we have to do this, and we have to put this as val unsafe ingredients, right? So okay. Mm, if in What's the possibility that he would get his wife back? It wasn't a Yeah, so that's the point, right? He wasn't really thinking rationally at that point. Like he wasn't so his whole thing was he didn't really have a bargaining chip. He didn't really have a bargaining chip, right? That's basically how Harkonnen was able to, use him to his advantage because he had something. Harkonnen had something which the Doctor really really wanted, and the Doctor had nothing in return. The only thing the Doctor had in return was information on the planet. But if I remember correctly, he still does something. He still does something right at his moment of death. He does something which kind of. Mm, I don't want to spoil anything, by the way. I don't want to spoil anything just in case because I know the movie isn't the complete first book, right? The movie isn't the complete first book. It doesn't actually end at the end of the first book. It's well before that point. So I don't know if like, so I don't want to spoil anything by accident, but yeah. But that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. He does do something. He does do something, but it's sort of like he doesn't really have a bargaining chip. He has something that he can't give up on his wife. Yeah, That's what I mean. He can't give up on his wife. He can't give up on his wife, right? So he doesn't really have that option. That's why he does it. He does it for that reason. And like, he knows there is a, rationally speaking, he knows very well there's a possibility that he's never going to see her again, right? And that's the thing. But he's operating on that blind hope. He can't really assume, oh, whatever, she's dead or whatever, right? He can't just make that assumption. So yeah, he doesn't really have a bargaining chip. That's kind of the point. He should have asked for help. I don't know. Like, I feel like in a lot of these situations, like, especially, this is sort of like the whole kidnapper dilemma, right? Like, it's kind of like you have a loved one who has been kidnapped, right? And the kidnapper has said in no uncertain terms that if you reach out for help to anybody else, if you call the cops or anything, they'll just kill that person, right? They'll kill that person, and you won't really be able to do anything about it because, you know, in that case, you can't really reach the kidnappers anymore. So he was kind of in the same situation, right? What's he going to do against Harkonnen? Harkonnen is extremely powerful. He doesn't really have anything he can do, and if anything, it's found out through a diplomatic channel. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, no one outside of this guy knows that Harkonnen has his wife. Like, it's not like it's public information. And no one gives a shit about this doctor's wife anyway. It's not like she's like a very important person, right? Like anybody else, like, think about it politically, right? Anybody else would just have the doctor killed just to keep the information safe. Like, because it's kind of, he is the weak link, right? He has, if he reaches out to someone, anyone smart, like, let's say, for example, that I'm the emperor or whatever, right? So this guy reaches out to me, says that I have this crucial information, right? Which this guy is kind of, he's holding in my wife for whatever, right? I'll just have the doctor killed, because once the doctor is dead, that information is no longer gonna leak to Harkonnen. He has no hands on it, right? I don't give a fuck about the doctor or his wife. Like, that's not my concern. You understand the point? Like, it's like, that's the thing. Asking for help in that situation wouldn't have helped him. Like, he's not an important person. He's not an important person. He just had some important information. That's the thing, right? Like, I forgot exactly what the thing he had was as well. Like, I know there was something else over there, but I forgot what that was. But yeah. What am I trying to do? So for each set, I kind of want to increment safe count, right? So for the ingredients, for each, right? So for the ingredient in the ingredients, if ingredient in unsafe, not in, right? So is there a not in? Yeah, that's there. Not in, yeah. I mean, this works, right? Safe ingredients, then safe count plus plus, right? Cool. And finally, return safe count. Okay, if we do this, I think it should be fine. Let's try and run the test now. But House Atreides is kind of kind. You are not wrong about that, but also he has no way of knowing that for sure. Like, he doesn't know for sure that they will help him, or that if they help him, look, he wants his wife back. That's his goal. He wants his wife back. Imagine, he's willing to sell the planet out for this, right? He isn't trusting anyone at this point, right? He doesn't trust or care about anyone else other than his wife. So that's the thing. He's not exactly a good person. He's not exactly a good person, right? You can't really count him that way. That's, again, part of the point of Dune, is that everybody has their own motivations and is kind of not black or white. Everyone is morally gray, right? So that's kind of the point. He was close to the Atreides family. Yeah, I think so. He was their family doctor or something like that. So yes, he was. But like I said, he was willing to sell all of them out. He was willing to literally get hundreds of people killed, thousands of people killed. I don't know how many people are, sort of like the Fremen and all that. But basically, he was willing to sell the planet, right, for his wife, right? So at that point, I don't think like it really matters. Like, it's not like he was that close to the Atreides family, and he was very good at. There was that thing, right? Like, you couldn't really make out what he was thinking, because he had that sort of ability. Again, I don't remember the specifics behind it, but basically he had this thing by which no one could really tell what he was thinking, right? So that's the reason he was never caught. He was never found out. He had that training. I forgot what that training was called, but he was trained in that way, which would make him not really leak any of his thoughts or information. So that way, like, no one knew what he was thinking really the entire time. That's the reason he was kind of able to get away with it. But that's sort of the point, right? He didn't really trust him. Like, we know as readers, we know that the Atreides family is kind and all that stuff, but it's not like the character in the world would know that same information or would have the same kind of outlook, right? So yeah. How long have I been live? Oh my god, it's been 2.5 hours. Dang. Is the uptime command still work? Oh yeah, it is. What am I doing? Why is it wrong? So okay, we expect 5, we got 0. Um, why? So that means safe count is 0 if the ingredient is not an unsafe ingredients. Wait, unsafe ingredients is what at this point? It's a set of strings, right? So let me run the debugger through this. Um, so we run the debugger through this, and let's put a stop here, and we will try debugging this again, and we'll see what possible ingredients basically contains. This is wrong. This is already wrong. Oh, okay, 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 okay. So yeah, so we can't really, because there's no longer mutable. Yeah, it was a mutability thing. Right, right, right. It was a mutability thing. So let's see. Pa, 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 pa. Okay, so ingredients. So we can't really do this thing anymore. I think we have to kind of reference it using possible ingredients. Can we get rid of this variable? So we just kind of go ahead and control X that, and we have to put that double exclamation. Oh, now we have to put double exclamations everywhere, don't we? That's unfortunate. Uh, God dang it. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Okay. Size is 1 for each. Right. So yeah. So no, 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 no. So we need to do something else here, right? Can we? Can we extract you into a sort of a variable? So Control Alt V, right? Replace all 3 occurrences. Let's put this as ingredients. Okay. Dot intersect. So possible ingredients. So this is equal to ingredients dot intersect. There we go. And I suppose we can move that up there. And yeah, okay. Ugly code, it's fine. I just kind of want to see what happens now. Cool, cool, cool. Let's try running the test again. Let's see what happens. I think it should pass. No, it didn't. Um, Again, if we go unsafe ingredients, I think the same kind of problem is what's gonna happen right now. If we debug that, yeah, it's still the same problem. Again, some bullshit. Wait. So for food item, for the for every allergen, we have to put okay. If it's not null, then we go ahead and we say possible dot intersect food item ingredients. And then we say we take this if the size is 1. Oh, wait. Why is it dairy comma fish? What the fuck? Oh, that's why. That's why. So input is wrong. Allergens. So the first one has dairy comma fish. Oh, that's why. Okay. Never mind. Let's run that again. At this point, what's your problem? Again, you have an issue. Why? Let's debug you. Debug. So right now, possible ingredients: dairy 1, fish 1, soy 1. Okay, perfect. That's what we want, right? So this is the dairy one. This is the fish one. This is the soy guy. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what we want. And now what's the problem? So safe count equals 0 for ingredients in input.map.ingredients. Maybe that's the problem. Let's see. Up. Wait. Maybe it's the union that's the issue. Wait. So let's put a debugger here and just sort of like can we redo that? Thank you. And let's just play. And at this point, unsafe ingredients has there are 3. Perfect. There are 3, right? Oh wow. Yeah, that was my power. My power just went off. Ah. My monitor dies when my power goes off. That's the problem. The external monitor, it sort of dies, and at this point I have to move everything. Oh my freaking god. Is it back? I don't know if it's back. I don't think it's back. Shit. Bruh. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully it's back right now. Okay. Man. Okay. Nah, it's seriously a problem. But yeah, it's I don't know what I can do about that. Problem is like when the power goes, it kind of like all the content kind of jumps over to the laptop screen because the main screen dies. I should probably keep the main screen on some sort of power backup if possible. My laptop screen, my monitor screen. I don't know if that's possible. Shit. This is kind of gotten maladjusted. Uh, Perfect. Okay. All right. So what's the problem? Unsafe ingredients is correct. So at this point, it has to be after this point. Safe for ingredients in input.map ingredients. So if I put one here and I run to that, ingredients. So the first one is this stuff. If the unsafe ingredient is present, no. For ingredient in ingredients, if this is not in that, then save count plus plus, right? So we go here, save count plus plus, save count plus plus. Anytime now, I think. What's save count? It's 2. So if we go here and just run all the way there, save count is 4, which is not correct. I think. No. Sorry, it's still here. Sorry. Can I run to cursor? Run to cursor. And for fuck's sake. Yeah, okay. Save count is 5, which is correct. So when we return it, why on earth is it not the correct value? Get is supposed to return an int, right? That's the reason this all works. And test passed. Huh? Wait, what? Did I change something? The test passed. I didn't change anything, did I? What the frick? Okay. I do not know what's happening. Okay, let's see. Anyway. So, okay. Let's solve part 1, right? So, not 12, 1, right? So let's put that as the solver equals copy this, put that here, put this main, right? So the main file name, and finally we are just gonna print ln solver dot occurrences of safe ingredients, and if we go ahead and do this, we should be able to get solve part 1 should be 1930, which hopefully is the right answer, otherwise I'm gonna cry. Let's submit that. PogChamp, let's go. Pogging. Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. So that was part 1. It's been almost 3 hours. Fuck my life. Let's see if we can solve part 2 quickly. If we can, we will solve it. If we can't, then we will leave that for tomorrow. But we will try and solve this. Okay. What time is it? It's holy. Okay. It's late. Okay. You've isolated the inert ingredients, which should have enough information to figure out which ingredient contains which allergen. For example, yeah, that's it. Okay. Isolated the inert ingredients, enough information to figure out which ingredient contains which allergen. Really? 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 You, no way. No way, man. Fuck no. Really? So I guess if we go into occurrences of safe ingredients, and if you're talking about so if you're talking about this, at this point, the possible ingredients, that's not possible. There's no way that we know at this point, right? So if I go into this and I debug solve part 1, 8, yeah, see, we don't know for sure. We still have 2 possible ones for wheat. We have 2 possible ones for fish, and 4 possible ones for eggs, and so on, right? But we don't know which is which, do we? I think we can maybe exploit another rule to be able to say that. I suppose. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. So you've isolated the inert ingredients. You should have enough information to figure out which ingredient contains which allergen. For example, this contains dairy, this contains fish. So that's like the 1:1 stuff, right? So we know all the unsafe ingredients. But yeah, arrange alphabetically by their allergen and separate them by commas to produce your canonically dangerous list. There should not be any spaces in your canonical dangerous ingredient list. Alphabetically by their allergen. By their allergen. Oh, fuck me. Okay. And separate them by commas to produce your canonically dangerous list. By the way, what's Telegram's problem? How though? We don't know, right? For sure. Or do we have enough information? Is there something else I'm missing? Each allergen is found in exactly 1 ingredient. Each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergen. Okay. Isolated the inert ingredients, which should have, you should have enough. So inert, we know the safe ones. 1930, the 1930 safe ingredients, right? We know that. The unsafe ones we kind of have at this point. But we need to know for each unsafe one, which is possible. So is there a way to isolate it from the set of possible ingredients that we have right now? So if we make like a reverse map of it, right? So maybe we can move this out into a specific Control Alt M this somehow, and we can call this um, get possible allergen, uh, get map of allergen to what, right? So what's up, Wizard? The ones with only one mapping is certain. You can eliminate them from the mapping producing other single mappings. Oh, okay. I didn't think of that. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Those ones are certain. So, but I've already eliminated those, haven't I? I've already eliminated those. This is post elimination. I've already eliminated those. If this is the only ingredient left, then we go to the other allergen possible ingredients and we remove though. We remove it. I've already done that. This is what's left apart from that. That's the problem. I've already done this part. Where's the debugger? There. See, if you see dairy, for instance, it has only one, which is this SPCQF something something. And if you look at all the others, you won't see SPC blah 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 anywhere else because we are going over every possible thing in the list. Like, yeah, so like we're going over every possible thing in the list, and we are getting rid of, like, we're going over, yeah, we're going over every other pair. If the other allergen is not equal to allergen, then in that case we just, remove this. Like, so it's just a set, right? So the set size is one. We remove that one ingredient from, because this is now locked, right? This one is locked. We know there's a 1:1 relation between them, but there are still others which are kind of, it's decided between them, but I think like we'll have to write slightly more complex algorithm for that. So if I collapse these size equals one stuff, so can I collapse all? Yeah, there we go. So I'll just expand the 2 4 and 2 stuff and 2 right over here. If I expand these alone, you can see that this is common between these two. This one will be common. Wait, what? Where's this one? Oh, so if it's common, again, I think we'll have to take. That's weird. Wait. So wheat and nuts. So nuts could be in one of these, and wheat could be in one of these. Yeah, that means this one can be having either nuts or wheat. It has to be one of them, but we don't know for sure which one. So there's something else we have to do in this case. Uh, Peanuts, wheat. Okay. So I think like, so these two are appearing in this and this. This one's appearing. I think like at this point, given just how many there are, I think I can solve it by hand. But I don't wanna. I think I can solve it by hand as of this point. Like the data set is pretty small. This is the actual data set, by the way. So yeah. So we can take out everything that has only one in it. I mean, that's fine, but like you'll see that these four won't appear in any of the others. So these two are common here, but the ones with only one mapping, those are gone. Those are already deleted because I make sure to delete them here. Hmm. The problem is in this example that they've given, when you perform the mapping stuff, so like if I run the debugger the same way as I've done, and I perform the mapping stuff, so it's sort of like, let's go into this one and let's debug this. If I do this, you will see that it unable to delete direct. What the frick? Oh, okay. I think, yeah, no. I should have closed the other debugger. So just stop that and let's redo the debugging. Yeah, so you'll see that unfortunately in the test example that they've given, everything kind of collapses down into 111. It's very neat. It's very neat. It collapses down perfectly into 111, but in the actual data set, it doesn't do that. So that's the main problem. We have a bunch whom we know for certain, and we have a bunch of others which we don't. Is this, or is it something like it says this? That's the weird thing, right? Allergen is found in exactly one. Each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergen. Hmm. So wait, so how many? Let's look at the actual one. Let's stop this debugger. Let's look at the actual one. Debug. And if we go into this and we kind of expand, so we have 4 here, 2 here, 2 here. How many unique ones do we have? That's the question. And 2 here, right? If we remove the ones, how many unique ones do we have? Can I run potentially some sort of thing like, okay, no, so I think there's a way to figure that out, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Which are, there are 4 which are specific. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, only 4 which we know for sure, right? Okay. And the overall thing has 8 possible allergens, and so 4 of them, I think there should only be 4 left or something. Let's try play and unsafe ingredients. Ah, yes. Yes. So there are, yeah, that's the problem. Fuck. So the problem is there are 4 here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then among this, and this, there are exactly 4 more. Like, you understand how this works, right? There are exactly 4 more. That's the main problem. Mm, mm, fuck. So eggs could be one of 4 possible things, right? And it could be any of these 4, and fish could be in any of these 2. So it's either this or this. We have to find a way to eliminate one of them. That's the main problem. I don't know how we do that. I think like uh, nuts could be in one of these 2. Like, see, this one is here. It's common. This PKLF thing. Okay, the PKLF thing is weird. Wait, I'm not seeing that anywhere else. Did I forget to expand something else? PFLK thing. PFLK. It's not right. Or is it? And is my algorithm what is fucked? Shellfish. No. This is unique over here. This one is common with this. Oh, so I guess because of that, you know that this has to be nuts because it has to be one of these 2, right? I guess so. This has to, it's more like this is unsafe for sure. If it's unsafe for sure, it has to contain an allergen, and this is the only allergen that maps. Oh, so we have to make reverse maps. We have to make reverse maps. We have to make reverse maps. If we make reverse maps, I think we'll find some things which we can eliminate. We have to do the same thing in the reverse direction. Okay. So we only did this forward. We have to do this backward as well. It doesn't convince me that it will produce something that's empty, but I think probably it will. So I don't know. Fuck it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Right. So okay. So what's the part 2? Right. So I mean, come on. Right. So part this. I'll just write part 2 in here. Part 2. Blah blah blah. Actually, let's copy this so the length becomes the same. Okay. Cool. So part 2. Right. So What's it called? How many? What's the canonical list? It's this, right? Canonical list, for example, file, right? So assert, yeah. So solver equals day21 test resources dot test plus file name, right? And assert equals that is the solver dot canonical list, canonical dangerous list, right? That's what they've called it. Cool. So let's create that member property. Yeah, that's a string. Okay, and do okay, and let's move this down here. I'll shift it. Wait, control shift down. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Boop, boop. Okay, fantastic. Cool. So okay, and let's add a getter for this. And first, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing where we're going to get the occurrences of safe ingredients is an integer, creator enter, blah blah blah. Should I make this into a function instead of? It's technically a function, right? Yeah, it's technically a function. Let's do it that way. Okay. So get map of allergen, blah blah blah, and this one is private. Canonical ranges list, something something something. Okay, cool. So far, okay, not bad. So let's first get the map of allergen to possible ingredients, right? So we kind of want that, right? So okay, so val was okay. So allergen to ingredient map equals get map of possible ingredients, blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine, right? So that's the first thing we do, and then we build the reverse map, right? So ingredient to allergen map, right? So val ingredient to allergen map equals mutable map of. So this is again going to be a string to set of strings, right? Which we're going to build. And the way we're going to do this is for allergen, comma, ingredients in allergen to ingredient map. I think I'm going to have to put that over there that way. Okay. So it's a deconstructor thing. Okay. Now, just to confirm, Control Shift P, that's a string, and should be a set of strings. Yeah, okay. So the way we do it is for ingredient in ingredients, right? So we do the same shit that we did for this map, but we do it in the reverse direction, right? So if ingredient to allergen map dot contains ingredient, right? Then in that case, again, like we know that every ingredient maps onto exactly 1 or 0 allergens. So in this case, we kind of have to do exactly the same thing where we have to add, yeah, where we have to intersect and then we kind of go and update. Yeah, so same shit, right? So if it contains the ingredient, then in that case, ingredient to allergen map dot. Actually, can we just? Is there an easier way to do this? Merge, put if absent, put replace all. There has to be a cleaner way than this nonsense that I've done, right? Compute. What does this do? So compute is attempts to compute a mapping for the specified key, or put if absent, update if absent, merge. Specified key is not already associated with the value, or is associated with null, associates it with a given non-null value. Otherwise, replaces the associated value with the results of the given remapping function. or removes if the result is null. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. So merge, I think, is what I should do. Right. So merge. So the key is going to be ingredient, right? The value is going to be, I'm sorry, what do you want out of this? Key is not already associated with the value. Otherwise, it replaces it. Oh, okay. So that would make shit much simpler. Much simpler, right? So I don't even have to do the contains check, right? Fuck that. I don't have to do the contains check. Uh, yeah, so we do a merge, right? And we give it essentially what's the initializer value, right? So initializer value is just going to be the full set of allergens which map to this. No, wait. So it's going to be, wait, what the fuck am I doing? So it's like allergen to a list of set of ingredients. For each one, we want to go and update with this specific allergen. So it's like allergen, okay, or rather set of allergen, okay, and we give it um, so in by function in set something. Can I not have you autocomplete my change the signature of the lambda function set one refactor, okay, set one to do, okay. So again, I keep forgetting this of this. So okay, so it takes in a by function which basically takes in two things, of which the first one is what and the second one is what? Super v extends v remapping function. So by function is basically there are two things, okay, associates it, otherwise replaces the associated value with the results of the given remapping function or removes it, okay. Remapping function returns null, it's removed, itself throws exception is rethrown, current mapping is left unchanged, should not modify this map during computation. Should not modify the map during computation, okay, gotcha. I want to know how the remapping function works. Like, what are the two different v old value equals map get new key new value equals old value double equals null value, otherwise remapping function dot apply old value comma value. Ah, I see, there we go. So we take the old, okay, so the old value is what's passed in and value is whatever we intended to pass in right now. Aha, okay. Okay, so we just have to do an intersect. Can I just do it as set double colon intersect or something? Will that work? No, it doesn't work. Callable reference ambiguity. Okay. Current comma new maps to current dot intersect new, right? Or current intersect new. I think it is an infix function after all. We should be able to write it as current intersect new, right? So yeah, that should work. Okay, cool. So if we do this, after this point, we kind of want to figure out if ingredient to allergen map of ingredient Okay, dot size. So dot size is 1, right? So it has exactly 1. Then in that case, we need to go into the other stuff, and we need to, yeah. So ingredient to allergen map dot for each. So again, the ingredient allergens. Wait, why am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? I don't want to merge it with an intersection, do I? Huh? What am I doing? Wait. I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking. There's a problem. Let's see. So, if we went back to the debugger and we kind of looked at this, right? I should probably write these down, maybe a couple of them. So it's sort of like, okay, what will happen with the first one, right? So fish, it'll basically say, okay, I don't have the key fish, right, in the map. So it will create with a set of, yeah, sorry. So it'll actually look at the first, this thing, yeah. So it look at this. It doesn't have that in the map, so it'll basically put that, right, and then it look at this thing. It doesn't have that in the map, so it'll basically, yeah, update for each of them. If the size is 1, no. So this size will be 1. That's not what we want. It'll always be 1 at the start itself because we've just inserted a new one. It'll always be 1 over there. That's not what we want. What is it that we want to check? So if we put fish here, this can also link to fish, right? What was the thing we found? We found that this thing had, this links to eggs. This was also there in nuts, which means it cannot be. But it could be either one, right? We don't have an easy way to do this. Because it could be either one. Like, let's say the order of these was reversed. Then we assume that, so nuts has these two. So nuts has 2, and eggs has 4 possible ones. If we took a set intersection between these two, basically we find this is the unique one, and this has like these 3, or a set difference sort of. If we subtracted this set from this, we basically get only this, which means nuts has to be one of these two, and so it has to be the unique one. But in that case, like, but if we did the set difference in the opposite direction, then in that case we would delete it from here. How do we know? Do we have to start with the ones which have 2 or something and then proceed down that path? But even then, this has these 2, which again is one of them unique. Is one of them always unique? Is that how it works? No, this is not unique. This is there in this, and this is there in this. But yeah, fuck. Yeah, there's no easy way to solve this. I think there's a specific. There's no easy way to solve this. That's the main problem. Like, is RPF unique for this guy for eggs? All the others appear everywhere else. I think RPF is unique for eggs. We have to find the one that's unique in each of them. Is that how it works? This is not. This has no unique ones though. Okay. So we kind of try to find the ones on this side, on the value side, which don't appear in any of the others, or appear only once in a specific way, right? Appear only once. Then we can delete those. We can sort of map and delete those, I'm guessing, because like it has to be that. because we know all these ingredients are unsafe. Yeah. We know all these ingredients are unsafe. So we have to find the unique. We have to find the one that doesn't appear, like RPF, for instance, doesn't appear anywhere else in any of the others, right? So we have to find that one, and then we have to eliminate all the others from it, and keep doing that until we get like one for each. Okay. Okay. So it's sort of like, hmm, maybe it's not what it, like an ingredient to allergen map that we need. We need something else. Um, okay, I get this. I get what's happening. I get what's happening. But holy shit, this is taking me a way longer than it should have. For some reason, the logic has completely escaped me for a long time. But yeah, I think like I think now it makes sense, right? So we can essentially not remove anything until we have to just go iteratively. We can't remove anything until we kind of get this one is unique and doesn't appear anywhere else. If that's the case, we can lock that in and we can just sort of take it take that key out of the equation. And we have to take the remaining keys and repeat the process. Yeah. I get how this works. Okay. So we have to take the key out of the equation and then take the remaining keys and repeat the process. Right. So it's sort of like, if the specific key contains a value that is unique, map it to that, and we're done, right? So this is more like shift F6. It's more like possible ingredients, right? So possible ingredients, right? Map of allergen to possible ingredients. But now we kind of have to find the actual one, which means that, so I don't think we need any of this stuff. I think the merge thing is very nice. We might have to use that again, but let's see. I can definitely reduce all of this nonsense with a single merge, like most of this. Yeah. Okay. So val allergens. About string, comma string, right? So it's just gonna be two, okay? And now how we're gonna do this is for allergen, comma ingredients in allergen to possible ingredients, right? If um so if the allergen contains an ingredient which is unique, start over. So I think like it's more like we have to do a while true, I guess. While let's just do a while true for now, right? And we will break out of this later. We'll have to write a break condition for it, but yeah. The allergen contains an ingredient which is unique, remove it from the list and start over, right? So, or more like not like start over, it's more like, yeah, just take the next out of the list and yeah. So hmm, this is mutable, right? Yeah, it's mutable. Okay, that's good. That's good. In that case, like, would I end up mutating the original list? I'm, I don't know. I might actually, but it's fine. Every time we call that function, we get like a fresh one. So I think like it creates like it creates a new one. So it's not a problem. Even if you mutate it, it's okay. See ya, man. I've been streaming for very long, Dre. I have to wait. Okay, I'll just take like a quick pee break and get back because I have been sitting for the entire uptime of this. Uh, yeah, so I will be back and just give me 1 second. Why on earth is yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. I hope I wasn't speaking with my mic folded in because that would have muted me entirely. All this while? Up? Yikes. Okay. I forgot those notifications come on the main screen. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, cool. Um, anyway, what is it that I want to do? Okay, so I need to sort of go over every, yeah, ingredient in, sorry, every, yeah. So I need to go over every allergen in this list. I need to see if it contains an ingredient which is unique, right? If it is, then I add it to this list. And this is the list that I kind of want to sort at the end and kind of, just do that way. So that's going to be fairly straightforward at the end, the transformation. But basically, I want to make sure I want to make sure that I have this particular list only when I have mapped it to exactly one, right? And if I have mapped it to more than one, then I have to make sure that it contains an ingredient which is unique, right? So, um, yeah. So that's basically the thing. But it has to be unique across all the other. Yeah, it has to be unique across all the other things, like all the other ingredients. So the way we figure that out is gonna be a little bit complicated. Let's see. How do we figure that out, right? So it's sort of like, do we have to create a fresh list each time of all the other allergens which are present in the list? So it's sort of all the other ingredients which are present in the list? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. So it's sort of like, okay. So, while ingredients of other allergens equals, right? Allergens to possible ingredients, dot for each I don't know what to do here. So it's sort of like I need to do a reduce maybe, dot values. No, can I do a reduce? Dot compute. Okay, so this is sort of a map, right? Entries. Hmm. So what are the data types of each of these? Um, so it's gonna be mutable entry, mutable entry. Shit. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I okay. I just want all the ingredients as a set union, right? I want to perform a set union of everything that is not. Should I just do it the simple way rather than trying to do it functionally? Um, right. So mutable set of string, right? Uh, for allergen in allergen to ingredient, right? So again, it's sort of like I just have to do this allergen, comma ingredients, and not allergen to ingredient and allergen to possible ingredients, right? Um, if allergen not equal to the current guy. Oh, okay. So I kind of have to do. Okay, so this itself has to be inside another loop. Java. Oh, no. So dot first, or I just want any one, man. Is there no way to get like just any one random one out of the map? So it's more like while allergen to possible ingredients dot is not empty, right? While it's not empty, I kind of have to do this whole thing, right? Mm, so yeah, so I kind of had to just get one of them. No. I have to iterate, right? So if I find something that I'm not able to eliminate something out of, like for example, when I use the second one, or even the first one in this case, right? The first one has fish, which the key is fish, and the value are these two, and I'm not able to eliminate either of these. So it doesn't contain any ingredient that is unique. So in that case, I just have to move on to the next one. So I do sort of need a way to just loop through them. Um, and the size keeps reducing. So I just sort of need to pick the next one in a certain sense. What am I doing? Okay. So yeah, I feel like this is highly unoptimal, like whatever the fuck I'm doing right now. I feel like there's like 15 different ways to do this better, but I can't think of any of those possible ways right now. That's the problem. Um, is not empty. Okay. Allergen ingredients. So if it has I have to see if it has a unique mapping. I have to remove that one from the list, so that way more will have unique mappings and so on and so forth. Like for example, if I remove this entirely from the list, then these two both appear here only, so they're only there for this, right? And out of these, I guess one will become unique. Yeah, like this guy xbdh will become unique, right? And so on. So I just have to keep doing it that way, but I don't know in what order to go through this. It's not possible to do like a linear pass, I feel, because if I were trying to do a linear pass, then initially I have to look at this and then I realize I can't remove either of them. I feel like the data structure that I'm using for this is completely wrong. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. That's the problem. What should be the data structure? I need a way of knowing if a key is present in any of the other stuff. Oh, then I need, sorry. So I have to kind of look at, I have to create the reverse map, don't I? I have to create the reverse map because in the reverse map, RPF will only map to eggs. I have to create the reverse map. Can I reverse? Is there a simple way in Kotlin to kind of reverse key value pairs? Like sort of, I guess not. Right? So I do need the reverse map. I do need the reverse map. I was not, yeah, I was not being stupid. I do need the reverse map. So it's sort of like, right? And then I have to take items out of that. So I'll need that later on. For now, I'll need the reverse map, right? So I'll just call it reverse map for now, right? Um, equals mutable map of string to set of strings. I was on the right path, man. Set of strings. Okay. Now what I need to do is, let's just prepare the reverse map, like simple as that, right? Let's just make the reverse map. So for allergen, comma ingredient in allergen to possible ingredients. Um, reverse map dot merge. The key is going to be, okay, so this is more like for ingredient in ingredients, right? Reverse map dot merge key is going to be ingredient. Um, the value is going to be has to be a set of strings, right? So set of allergen, and the by function is going to be uh, in set string, out set string, blah blah blah. Why are the fucking names so complex? Super V extends. So by function tur, first argument, second argument. But what are the arguments? No one fucking knows. Remapping function to compute, remapping function, map merge. I forgot the order. Dot apply old value comma value, right? So it receives the old value and sort of the value of what's there in the key, right? New value equals old value, null value. So old value is the existing, right? So uh, existing allergens, new allergen, right? And this becomes, if I write a to do here, can I just see the data types, bro? Set string, wait, what? So the new one is also a set of. Okay, so I guess I'll just return existing allergens union new allergen, right? I think this line is too long. Let's just put it this way. There we go. Okay. So that's the merge. And at this point, the reverse map should be having everything. Now, what we need to do is we need to for, okay, so that's the thing, right? That's a mutable map. And for ingredient, comma, allergens, a reverse map, up, in reverse map, right? If allergens dot size 1, then in that case we put okay. So now we're gonna have to do some shit, right? Now we're gonna have to do some shit. So it's sort of like we have to loop over and over until, yeah, until the reverse map is empty, right? Yeah, until the reverse map is empty, we're gonna have to loop over and over, and we kind of have to. Let's see. God, this is taking so long. Oh. My food will still take like half an hour to arrive, so I'm good. I'm good. I still have time. So allergen to ingredient, blah blah blah. We just need to make. So if any, yeah. So if it, yeah, it maps up correctly. So at this point, we can remove that allergen from everywhere else. I think we should do that right here, right? Um, add braces for 4. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Union new allergen. Okay. And now we kind of want to do if ingredients, if the is a union even necessary? So initially we read this, and we put fish in both. Then we read this, we put egg. We read this, we put egg. We read this, and we're like, hey, this was already there in fish. So we don't put it, right? Yeah. We still need a mechanism to remove it, but it's sort of like if we see something that already existed, we don't bother, right? We just want the first one, I guess, that comes in. Yeah. And then we still want to reduce that somehow, right? Because like we still have like two here. These two don't get added, so eggs only gets like these two, and dairy only gets, yeah. So all of these, the single ones will all kind of work out by themselves. So this one will have these two, and yeah, so both of them will map to nuts. And when we see this KXX shit again somewhere later on, wait, this BBZ was there? Oh, no, that wasn't. Huh? Okay, no, that's wrong. Wait, what? I thought I deleted those. Oh, it's maybe the ordering thing again, which is the problem. Right. It's sort of the reverse order which kind of fucked it up. Mm. So if we do a forward pass and then a reverse pass, shouldn't it be enough? Like across the list? If we did a forward pass and then a reverse pass, it should work, right? Like, so we'll be left with some which have two. And then if we did a reverse pass now and just kind of associated it uniquely that way, saying, okay, now we have two on each, and we kind of go through the first one, which has two, and we go like, is that already present? Does that have a mapping? If that's two allergens, how do we know which one to pick? Okay. Let me limit it to this list, right? So if I look at this, we got these two, and then we got these two, and we didn't add these two. We need something to eliminate this guy, which when we see later on, um, we just won't add it for this, but it has only one. Oh, so we do have to add it. Okay, so we need to make the full reverse map. Fuck. Okay, but now we need to make those decisions, which we will do by seeing which ones have a single one link. Actually, if this one has only one linked, we should be able to take those directly, right? And remove them from this list. Right. So, okay, if ingredients dot size is 1, then in that case, allergen to ingredient of allergen equals ingredient. Ingredient 0. Right. So the size is 1. So it's only the first one. Like there's only one in it. Alright, first. Cool. Wait. And then we continue. because we don't have to add that at all into the reverse map. So the reverse map only contains things which have more than one. Okay. So it's more like ambiguous ingredients, I think, or something. Ambiguous ingredients equals mutable map of this, and then we merge. Okay. If we drop in a thing here, and let me try running it for the actual thing. So canonical list for example file. Actually, fuck the example file. Let's just copy this and paste that here, and let's put it as actual, right? Whatever, I don't care. Main, and if I try debugging this, let's see where we end up. Oh yeah, so there was already a debugger running. Let's just stop all the debugging processes, terminate, and let's debug you. So at this point, allergen to ingredient has 4, because these are the ones which we know for sure, and these have 2 and so on, right? Okay, so it's more like when we're adding these, I think we can also sort of get rid of most of the others, right? So we continue. Mapped ingredients, maybe already mapped ingredients, we can have like a mutable set. Already mapped ingredients equals mutable set of string. Okay, so once we perform this mapping, we add in already mapped ingredients, plus equals ingredients dot first. Okay, so we do that. Is this a union, by the way? Plus a sign, does it just go to union for this dot add? Okay, and add is just an element, but if we do a plus equals for elements add all, is that the same as union? Union mutable collections. Okay, so it goes to mutable collections, but if we go to the implementation of set, so I was just thinking, like, can't we just replace the union with like um, set dot add all? Yeah, that's what it does. That's what it does. We can just do plus equals, right? So if I look at this, day 21. Okay, so let's just stop the debugger for now, and if we take this already mapped ingredients thing, we add it here, right? And for ingredient in ingredients, if the ingredient is already mapped, so maybe we want to move this here down, perhaps. We want to move that there, and if ingredient in already mapped ingredients, then continue, right? So it just skips that one. I think if we debug that again now, we'll see that allergen to ingredient still has 4, already mapped has 4, and this has, should be a reduced number, right? Yeah. So, oh, there are still a few with 1 in them. Oh, that's because ingredients size is what we're checking. We shouldn't be checking this. We shouldn't be checking this. We should be checking ambiguous ingredients dot merge blah blah blah. Okay, so ambiguous ingredients is immutable map. Allergen to possible ingredients. Okay, yeah, ambiguous ingredients. Okay, we should be doing this and doing. So it's only if debug possible ingredients. Ambiguous. Yeah, there we go. There are a few which have a set of one, like RPF. Which did we map already? RPF we haven't mapped. Okay. So it's more like it's a mutable map, right? Remove the key. Um, so it's an ingredient that's a key. Right? And we kind of want to do something else as well. So if the ambiguous ingredients, so that's kind of like it's a map of it's a reverse map, right? It's a map to possible allergens, right? So it's more like I think maybe I should replay that to ingredient to possible allergens. So in those cases, yes, but also if dot merge, I kind of should do it here as well, I think. But this is in the overall for loop. This is in for every ingredient, and once we are through with that, I guess. Mm, if it's already mapped before, then we continue. Otherwise, we merge it with possible allergens. Union new allergen. Fuck me. Allergens. Mutable map of this. If allergen, comma ingredients in allergen to possible ingredients, then oh god. I'm like honestly at this point like brain spinning. Bloody hell. Uh why why is this so complex? Hmm. Like all I want to do is verify if either one way or the other way, if it has only one, then we take it out, right? We just take it out. So it's sort of like, okay, so we've done this entire thing, right? So at this point, if it's already mapped, then we put in the reverse map, right? And now we have to remove all the, we have to add and remove all of the things which we have locked, which we know for sure are having only a single ingredient, right? So it's more like, wait, let me run the debugger again. So these four, we know these are already mapped. So I want to take out these things, right? As in, oh, okay, so these are all taken out. Sorry, I want to take out these things. So we know RPF and we know PFLK. Wait, what the hell did I do to kind of get to this stage? Oh, we just did this. Remove ingredients at first, right? And now I kind of want to go over this again. I want to remove anything which has size 1, right? So if we do that, so for ingredient and ingredient to possible allergens. Okay, so it's more like allergens, right? So if allergens dot size equals 1, then in that case we do the same shit. We just add allergen to ingredient of allergens dot first, right, equals ingredient, right, and then already mapped ingredients plus equal to ingredient, and then ingredient possible allergen. Can we do a remove dot remove if this is what we're doing? Um, Wait, I don't know if we're allowed to do that, but like, are we allowed to modify the map while we are iterating through it? I don't think so. I think we aren't supposed to be doing that, but let's try it. Concurrent modification exception. That's what I thought. So we aren't we aren't allowed to modify that because we're modifying it while we're reading it. So it's sort of like if it's there. Is there another way we can perform that? Ingredients possible dot remove for boolean key value for mutable map. Why is there a key value? What does this mean? It's only if it's mapped to the specified value. Okay, I see. Key string, key. Okay. I don't know why there are two for each. Uh, Filter, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do a filter, right? Predicate. Hang on, just give me a second.
हेलो सर स्विगी डिलीवरी बॉय सन सिटी में किधर आना सर ब्लॉक 6303 ओके सर ओके
Sorry, that was the call from the delivery guy. Oh my god, my food's here. I'm still not done. Ah, okay. I feel like I'm hacking it at this point. Like, look at this. This has gotten so long and so complicated. I feel like starting over. God damn it. What the hell, man? My head hurts. My head hurts. Okay, I'll come back to this. I'll come back to this. I think for now I'll leave it the way it is, and on the next stream we'll sort of continue. Tomorrow morning, hopefully. It's like honestly, like it's 9 p.m. The food is almost here, and yeah. Actually, wait, is it almost here? For some reason, it still shows as though he is super far off. I don't understand. But either way, yeah, it is 9 p.m. I have been live for like a very, very long time, almost 4 hours now. And I've been working on this single problem, which for some reason is both extremely simple and is breaking my fucking mind. Yeah, tomorrow I'll figure out a better way to do this. I'm pretty sure I can collapse like half of this code into something that just makes direct sense. Like you can just look at it and it's like, oh yeah, that's like the most obvious way to do things. But for now, that's just not striking me, and it is super late. Yeah, so I'll probably stream again tomorrow morning. Again, not completely certain about that. I have some stuff to do at home as well. But yeah, if I'm streaming, I will be streaming in the morning for a little bit. Thanks for being here. If you are here, if anyone's watching, exclamation point Discord in the chat. That's usually, I mean, I'll type it myself. That's generally where we put notifications when we go live. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.